Shoot it like you just did.
Stankoven wins it back. Gostisbehere shot off of Konechny. Rebound to Nikishin. He shovels it down low. He'll get it right back as Sanheim tries to clear. Behind the net, Blake. He has that knocked away as he was going skate to stick. Good work by Ristolainen, but he loses his stick. Hall shot. That'll be blocked. Kept in. Gostisbehere at the left point. We'll send it down low for Stankoven. He leaves it for Hall. Hall has it chipped away. Dvorak and Blake fight for it. Stankoven's going to come away with it, though. Hall behind the Flyers' net, taking a look. Hall steps out, centering attempt. Goes off of his skate, right to Stankoven. Great pressure from Carolina. Gostisbehere with a lane. Shot right on, kicked away. Toe save Vladar. And Philadelphia flings this one to the Canes' blue line.
Gostisbehere's 7th shot of the night, the former Flyer. He was shooting for a rebound. Good decision. It didn't go, but good decision.
Icing here on Carolina. 17:36 left here in overtime.
And the Flyers bent but didn't break. You know, on that defensive zone shift from the Stankoven line. And Ristolainen and Sanheim in particular did a good job of winning their box outs and keeping the Hurricanes to the outside, including Hall trying to get around Sanheim for a rebound.
Philadelphia won the draw in the Kane zone, but Sealer couldn't keep it in. Philly has to tag up. Grundstrom charges after Gostisbehere. Flipped out to center ice. Carrier tries to get to it. Knocked down by Barkey. And now it's Oliver Bonk making his postseason debut, just his 2nd NHL game. He works it in deep, but Jankowski's there to cycle it around the boards, not out. Robinson tries to help. Bonk will keep it in. No left there for Grundstrom. Long shot. Luchenko doesn't get through.
Good block from Jankowski.
He's going to spring Robinson. Robinson with a step. His shot is airmailed as Drysdale gets in front of it. Carrier takes a hard shove, but keeps the puck in. Bouncing puck in front of the Canes bench. That'll be chipped out, but it's coming back. Icing on the Flyers. 16:45 remaining here in overtime.
What would have been a quality traffic-driven chance for the Flyers. Jankowski came up with a huge block. Didn't rest on his laurels and immediately got it up to Robinson. We know how close Robinson's been all series long, and certainly here in Game 4. Game 2 and 4, even numbers. I mean, he has really been good, Eric Robinson.
Now Stahl will take the draw here. He wins it clean. Right back for Walker. Walker's shot bounces, but Ehlers will get to it. Ehlers turns. Vladar gets a glove to that shot, but Stahl to the rebound. Behind the net, Stahl. He'll spin it back for Ehlers. Ehlers looking. Ehlers will step out beneath the goal line. He'll circle all the way to the blue line looking for Stahl. Stahl had it roll on him. Watched by Jet Luchenko. Now Stahl. He'll move this one. Top of the right wing circle. He'll leave it for Ehlers. Ehlers with it. Ehlers looking to deal. Ehlers' shot gets through, and Vladar makes the save. Martinook with a good tip, and Vladar with a better save.
Oh, Ehlers' willingness to hold on to the puck, keep his feet moving, manage it just inside the blue line, the tip on the way in.
And we get another icing call here.
Yeah, and I think just like the beginning portion of overtime in Game 2, the Flyers have survived it. Now you're getting close to when they started to assert themselves in Game 2's overtime in Raleigh.
16:01 remaining here in this overtime. Stahl takes the draw, but the Flyers will get to it. Drysdale banks it around the boards. Carolina's Ehlers can get it out with a little bit of help from his friends. It's chipped back into the Flyers zone. Drysdale puts on the brakes behind his net, up for Couturier. Couturier's pass at center ice, almost picked, but it'll still find Hathaway. He'll carry this one into the Kane zone. Behind the net, looking for Glendening. Now Couturier will pick it up, stepped into by Walker. This puck sent back to the blue line, kept in. Ristolainen, Sanheim with a shot, and Anderson has to make the save. Now it's shoveled out in front from Couturier, but the Canes can clear. Ehlers with it. Nikolai Ehlers. This will be deflected over the glass into the netting with 15:20 remaining here in overtime. Carolina out shooting the Flyers 38-17.
Ristolainen and Sanheim did a nifty job of keeping that puck in with pressure at the Carolina blue line. You end up getting a chance that Anderson made a save. There was a rebound to be had. So there's a key clear from Ehlers. Hits the netting on the dump in.
One other game in the NHL tonight. It's Colorado and Minnesota. They just started That game in Minnesota. Carolina now back to action. Slavin with it, cranks it up, doesn't get through. Block comes back to Jacob Slavin. Side of the net, deflected by Aho. Saved by Vladar. Aho to his own rebound. He'll play it up the left wing boards to Slavin. Back for Aho. Watched by Ristolainen. Aho's pass intercepted by Martone. Zegras, he can't get it out. Kept in by Slavin. Second chance, Zegras just flips it high. Martone, he'll skate after it. He can't get to it. Aho with it. He'll force Vladar out of his net. All he'll do is slow it down. Now Drysdale. Can't get it past Slavin. He gets it to Hall. Hall whips it across. Blake with a shot. He scores! It's over! Series over! Jackson Blake wins it in overtime!
What a countering burst in the neutral zone, partnered by Taylor Hall. Middle lane drive that eventually creates the passing lane because of that Stankoven middle lane drive. That Hall's pass after that burst of speed is available to Jackson Blake. Vladar got a lot of it with the glove, but Blake got so much on it, he couldn't stop the momentum of the puck. And it kept going in aerial fashion and found its way over the goal line. Legendary call, and the Canes are cooking with oil, gas, and gravy back to the Eastern Conference Final.
Fourth time in 8 seasons, the Canes advance to the Eastern Conference Final. The first team since the NHL expanded the postseason to every round, being 7
right
games.
now, and how excited they are to be in this building, and for all of those thousands of people outside this building have to be enjoying themselves.
Middleton's being looked at by Travis Green, one of the Wild's athletic. Forces puck out the center to get it to the neutral zone. Now Quinn Hughes, who did not have a shot on goal in Game 2, played just over 28 minutes. He came into Game 2 leading the playoffs with 11 points. That's across the entire league. But again, off the score sheet and no shots for Hughes in Game 2. McCarr around his own net, avoided a heavy hit from Ryan Hartman. McCarr didn't skate the last couple days for the Avalanche, but able to go in Game 3. Remember, he was hurt back in Game 1. Marcus Foligno rolled one, Ryan Hartman rolled one through center ice. Able to go in Game 3. Remember, he was hurt back in Game 1. Marcus Foligno rolled one, Ryan Hartman rolled one through center ice. I was thinking to the hit that Foligno threw a McCarr that dinged him up in Game 1. As McCarr now through the neutral zone slices it in. Back for it, Damon Hunt. They'll rip it around. Hughes got a chunk of it. It's just past the reach of Nathan McKinnon and allows Zuccarello to swing it ahead. First man after loose puck's Boldy, so there's no icing here. Boldy, a little stop and go move. Came around the net, centered for Urov, and that was broken up. Hustling to it, Johansson got to the point. A shot by Hunt. Tipped wide of the corner. Charging to it, Spurgeon. Jabbed around the net. Brent Burns there for Colorado. And off to Lehkonen, who chisels it ahead. A bouncing, knuckling puck. Looks like it'll die short of icing.
And you bet right now, Hunt a little bit nervous on the ice, getting a chance to play with Spurgeon out there. And one of those guys that can make some good things happen. Hopefully that'll be the case here this evening.
Third ever career playoff game at the NHL level for Damon Hunt. Did have an assist in Game 2. Nichushkin carries in for the Avalanche. Tried to find the weak side help. Gabriel Landeskog. Landeskog checked a couple of times. Nice to see Middleton back out there for the Wild after he was being looked at by the training staff moments ago. Nichushkin couldn't handle a feed. Now Malinsky centers. Nelson rolled it off left side. Blankenberg a shot. Stopped by Volstead as we welcome him to the contest. Avalanche with their first shot on goal. 4:23 in. And Volstead makes the save.
Well, defensively, Minnesota's done a nice job at this stage of the game, and that's what you're looking for from your defense to your forwards. The communication on the ice is critical right now, and you can bet that the players are feeling the intensity of this hockey game right from the beginning.
John Hines liked the way his team played 5-on-5 in Game 2, so we did a lot of good things. Talked about how they can draw on the Dallas series. Dropped 2 in a row against the Stars, of course, in that series. Had injuries in that series, so he talked about the mindset and the experiences from that series, that opening round series against the Stars, that they can try to pull from here as they look to claw out of the hole against the Avs. Trenyon in to take the face-off after McCarron was thrown out. Avalanche get a back point shot block. Tarasenko left side. Turn this puck over. Sam Malinsky had it, then jab free by Tarasenko out the center.
Yeah, Tarasenko with a bad play there to begin with. He made a tone for it by knocking the puck out of the defensive zone.
Through 2 games, the Wild out shooting the Avalanche 67-66, but outscored 14-8. 14 goals through the first 2 games of the series by the Avs, tied for the 5th highest total ever in Stanley Cup playoff history through the first 2 games of a best-of-7. Malinsky inside his own blue line, right side, run by Nick Foligno as he chopped it ahead. Hughes back to gather. Baits some pressure his way, stops to the left of Volstead, deep in Minnesota ice, now Nick Foligno. Finding Nico Sturm. Sturm over the offensive blue line, just spun it down low. Marcus Foligno there. Try to tap it off. Nobody home. Kulak off the dasher, just got it past Sturm. And the Avalanche through center ice with Brent Burns leading the rush in favor. Closed on him beautifully, took the puck away. Sturm backhands to center. Nick Foligno knocked it down and flops it in from center as the Wild change on the fly.
Yeah, Minnesota doing a good job.
Another hit by Marcus Foligno. Sorry, Tom, but he just took a healthy run at Jack Drury.
Oh, that's okay with me.
Matt Zuccarello in. A left wing pass, Kaprizov fakes a cross-ice dish, carries around the net of Wedgwood. Right wing corner, Kaprizov from low to high. Spurgeon with a lane, fired a shot, and it was hammered wide. Damon Hunt to crash to it. Below the goal line, Hartman. Up high, Kaprizov with a wrister that was batted down in front, jabbed away by the Avs, not cleared. Kaprizov left wing wall is checked by Logan O'Connor. Kirill Kaprizov through the high slot, trying to slice free, lost the handle, and it's popped out the center by McKinnon, who couldn't get around Spurgeon right by the Wild bench.
Minnesota's been very physical in this game early on.
3 consecutive 3-point games for Nathan McKinnon coming into this one. Zuccarello attacks for the Wild. Slams it down around the net of Wedgwood. Devon Taves to chop it along. Left side Lehkonen into the wheelhouse of Brock Nelson, who had mans for Natchez. Natchez trying to cut around Hughes. Martin Natchez had a poke free by Faber. And Faber leads the Wild rush ahead before dumping it in from the left wing side.
Boy, what a series that the Faber's had also this playoff series all the way through, starting with Dallas.
Boldy finished his check. Avalanche do a good job to exit cleanly, however. Faber at center ice, able to bottle it up for a moment. Now Landeskog, the Avalanche captain, darting in right side. Try to center. Faber got a piece of it. Nichushkin curls out of the corner. He had the empty netter late in game 2. His pass up high deflects and rolls back out the center.
Enjoy, you watch the Avalanche right now. They don't have a lot of time with the puck. Minnesota's done a nice job of taking away that space.
Landeskog spins up off the rush. Worked it to Nichushkin. Bumped by Urov. Nichushkin through the high slot with a wrister block. Came back to him. His shot was stopped by Volstead. Urov out of the right wing corner. Dumped by Landeskog. Middleton supported well. Got a pass freed up for Boldy, and now Zach Bogosian, who missed game 2 with a lower body injury, rumbles ahead and fires it in. Blankenberg got only a piece of it back defensively. Trenyon stole it, tried to center. Kadri was there to cut it off, and Ross Colton, as he was dumped by Tarasenko, fires it all the way down. Icing call on the Avs.
Well, good start to this contest so far. We have played 7 minutes and 33 seconds of hockey, and right now the faceoff is going to be deep in the Avalanche zone. Well, attention to our Wild Season Ticket members. Even during the Stanley Cup playoffs, we're rewarding you for listening with Forever Wild Reward bonus points. Tonight's code is BELIEVE. That's BELIEVE. Please do. Enter to receive 100 bonus points on your account. That offer will end at midnight tomorrow. Face-off deep in the Avs zone.
McCarron, Kaprizov, Tarasenko, Hughes, and Faber for the Wild. So an extra shift here for Kirill Kaprizov.
And he can handle it.
Right side, it's McCarron swinging one down low. Now Ross Colton pokes to center. Faber back to gather, twists it along to Hughes. Hughes knuckled it along. Kaprizov couldn't come up with it cleanly. Now Kadri. Nazem Kadri hands it back. Cale Makar. Right side, hacking one ahead. Hughes intercepts as that pass was tipped. Hughes will twist to his left, picks his head up. Avalanche going for a change. So a pass comes onto the tape of Kaprizov, who couldn't get it deep into the offensive zone. The Avs play at the center, and the Wild are back on it in the form of Brock Faber. Faber's pass deflects in off Nick Foligno. Nico Sturm tries to angle it along. And the Avalanche will find this puck, carrying ahead Devon Taves with that 4-point game in game 1. He'll wind it in. Volstead to his left, just flipping it along the board. Sturm spun off a hit. Marcus Foligno jabbed it out to center ice. Now Arturi Lehkonen for the Avs. Regroups back for Taves, who stands to the left of Wedgwood. Scott Wedgwood trying to join Tiny Thompson. Yes, that's a real name. And Cam Ward as the only goaltenders ever to win their first 7 career playoff starts. Here's a chance for Hartman in the slot. He hammered it wide, blocker side. Hunt to the rebound. Back of the net, Nick Foligno. Chopped along Hartman. Loads and tees one up. Didn't get much on it. Trickles around the net. Jake Middleton to skate to it. Left wing boards offensive zone. One to center. That ricocheted around, and the Avs will find it. Lehkonen flings it along McKinnon. Bursts ahead with 2 players staring him down. The Avs are offside. Timeout on the ice. Our first break in the action comes with 10:58 to go in the first period. It's Game 3. The Wild and the Avalanche are scoreless from St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
They are among the greatest to ever play their sports.
It's back-to-back for McElroy. Rory has done it again at Augusta National.
They are legends and icons.
Long pass for Barkley. Here comes Sir Charles. Bravo!
You can hear them right now on the SiriusXM app.
You're the fourth person in history to go back-to-back and win the Masters. Now what?
Keep going.
It's all part of the journey.
It's Charles Barkley.
Hey, legend, thank you for having me.
For access to the game's greats, rely on the leader in sports audio, SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
24/7 Hockey Talk.
San Jose Sharks, Alex Nedeljkovic. This Celebrini, is he really this good?
The moment's not too big for him, and I think you saw that in the Olympics this year, right? He's playing on the biggest stage with the best players in the world. He's standing out in a good way. Every single night going forward, too, he's dragging us along and get guys going. You know, that's what great players do.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
There's nothing like playoff hockey, and nobody gets you closer to the ice than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Our experts get you ready for each matchup.
The Edmonton Oilers can outscore any mistakes in this series.
And interviews with the league's heavy hitters.
John Cooper, head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I love listening to you guys in the morning.
It's hockey talk all day, and the top playoff games every night. Stay connected to the quest for the cup on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Your weigh-in starts right here with Minnesota Wild season ticket memberships. Lock in priority playoff access, exclusive member pricing, and unforgettable moments. Become a season ticket member today at wild.com/forever. Face off outside Minnesota's defensive zone right in front of the Minnesota bench.
Carolina Hurricanes, first team to advance to the conference finals. They win in overtime, sweeping the Flyers 3-2 in Game 4. So they're going to have more time off. They're now 8-0 in the playoffs. Faber, deep in his own zone, swung it around left side. Zuccarello tried to hack it out. It ricocheted around, and Volstead just jumps on top of it. Just 13 times as a team started the playoffs 7-0. Mention now the Hurricanes are 8-0. If the Avs win tonight, they would join that exclusive company starting 7-0 in the playoffs. 8 of the previous 12 teams to start 7-0 have gone on to win the Stanley Cup. Again, not including Carolina from this year, of course.
We played 9 minutes and 13 seconds here, and both teams with 2 shots on net. Right now, the face-off deep in the Minnesota zone.
Off the draw, the Wild come up with it. Hughes to Faber, banked it right side, getting knocked down with Zuccarello. Hustled to lose puck Hartman. Ryan Hartman charges in. He'll fire a shot. Wedgwood the same. Hartman jabbed to the rebound, and Wedgwood snatched it with his glove.
Boy, and that's a situation where you take the shot and you keep going towards the net. You don't slow down. You don't cut away. You go towards the net. That's where the puck was. He got the second opportunity. And Wedgwood able to grab onto that one. That'll bring the face-off to his left.
Hartman's got points in both games of this series and 12 points his last 14 playoff games. And Ryan Hartman with 12 shots against the Avalanche in the first 2 games as well.
Yeah, I really like the way he has played all season long also. He's really kept his composure. He's a tough character, no question about it, but he's been very smart in his play this year.
Wild win the offensive zone face-off. Eventually, Kaprizov sent it back of the net, cutting it off Makar, stealing from him. Kaprizov, he'll shed Brock Nelson. Kaprizov around the net of Wedgwood, tried to spin in front. Zuccarello, a hurried shot stopped, and the rebound plucked out the center. Wedgwood's been sharp early. Zuccarello now to Hartman, stepping in on side. Kicked it back for Faber, left wing boards. Brock Faber spins out of the corner. Faber up near the point. Punched it down low looking for Kaprizov, who's stapled there for a moment by Taves. Kaprizov turned, lofted it in front. Goal stick of Wedgwood, knocked it away from trouble. And again, the Avs get it just out the center. Hughes pressured, has to peel back a bit. Quinn Hughes, left wing side. Hands it off to Marcus Johansson, fresh off the bench. He'll cut past the check at center. Johansson flying into the slot. Had it stabbed away by Burns. Johansson to it off to Boldy. Coming out right wing side, up high for Hunt. Damon Hunt hands it back to Boldy. A quick pass. Spurgeon has a lane, left circle, walked in with a shot. Blocker save Wedgwood. Spurgeon now up the short side for Johansson's one-timer. Hit the outside of the net. And Ross Colton relieved some pressure, got it to center. But Boldy gloved it down. Pitched it ahead Johansson. Dropped back to the right side. You're off. Down low. Johansson fired it through the goal mouth wide. And the Avalanche get to it. Kadri near the red line. Checked. Middleton to Boldy, absorbed some pressure on the bump by Waugh, but his pass was stolen. Johansson re-intercepts, then to Boldy. Now Bogosian carries in. He lost it in the high slot. Malinsky curls along for the Avs. Good start for the Wild. Malinsky rifle to pass up ice. Now open in front to his backhand. And stopped by Volstead. Was Parker Kelly on a grade A scoring chance.
Yeah, Hill had a great opportunity. It goes to the backhand there, and there was Minnesota's netminder. Jesper making the save once again. And listen to this crowd. Appreciative of what the Wild have done at this point in the game.
Puck ended up in the Wild bench after Minnesota scrambled to clear that rebound away from trouble. 8:54 to go in the first. A great left arm save by Volstead. It bounced behind him but stayed out. And game 3 remains scoreless here in St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Take the leap. Make a splash. You want to keep up with your granddaughter. After all, she keeps you young. And a sore knee, back, or shoulder doesn't have to take that away. At TRIA, our physical therapists will help you treat whatever's holding you back. We use the latest therapy techniques and equipment to decrease pain and accelerate healing. With TRIA by your side, your body can do amazing things. Visit TRIA.com to make an appointment.
Okay, kids, ever seen a BMO debit card disappear? It goes under my hat, and with a twirl of my wand, magic, it's gone.
Cool. Can you bring it back?
No. But I can lock it on my phone.
Okay, so what now?
Now I go to a BMO branch and get a new one printed instantly.
Sounds like BMO are the real magicians.
Well, yeah, when you put it like that.
Accounts are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
BMO.
A Pentair scoreboard update, playoff style.
Well, Joe completely stole my thunder, but I'll repeat it. The Hurricanes sweep the Flyers in 4 games. A 3-2 overtime win today in Philadelphia. Jackson Blake, 2 goals, including the overtime game winner. 8 games, 8 wins for the Canes, off to the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons. So a little R&R for the Hurricanes, as they've been perfect thus far in the playoffs. Back to Joe and Tom.
Well, if you think Stanley Cup playoff hockey is fun, you should listen to Tom Reed's Hotline. Join us each night during the second intermission for a chance to win dinner at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Get in front of the line and touch us now at 646-866. 646-866.
It's too many sixes.
That says 64686.
That's what I said.
Yeah?
64686.
Great.
What? What's that exclamation mark there for?
Off the draw, Kulak, a shot, fended away by Volstead. You two can sort it out at intermission. Avalanche working to the right point. Malinsky fires one, tipped wide. Grabbing it, Tarasenko, rattled it ahead, didn't get it out. Kulak read that play. Now Jack Drury cross ice. That pass handcuffed Logan O'Connor. And Minnesota gets it to center before Drury fires it back in. And Trenyon made him pay for that. Volstead on the goalie handle. In a close proximity for Hughes. Snapped the pass off the left wing boards. Trenyon got a chunk of it. Back is Cale Makar. Makar top 5 amongst defensemen in goals per game in Stanley Cup playoff history. He'll carry the Avalanche ahead from deep in his own zone. Now Taves, his longtime defense partner, former Islanders draft pick, rattled it in. Hartman quickly able to throw it back out to center. Nathan McKinnon on the reset. Bothered by Faber. Here's Makar through the slot. A pass blocked by Hartman. Penalty call coming on Minnesota. Makar around the net. Lost it to Hughes. And there is the touch-up and the whistle. And they're going to check for blood on Nathan McKinnon. And it looks like just a minor.
We hope that's just a minor.
Minnesota penalty number 7. 2 minutes for high sticking.
And unfortunately, it is a crucial part of the penalty kill in Brock Faber.
Yeah, it certainly is. Having him on the ice is a big plus for Minnesota. But right now, the faceoff is going to be deep in the Minnesota zone. This penalty coming at 12 minutes and 9 seconds of the scoreless first period.
So I asked John Hines, what are the penalty kill keys, adjustments to get the PK back on track? And he talked about slowing down the Avalanche's entries, being on their toes in pressure situations, the reads and anticipation, and then said, look, there were times where we didn't get a shot block and a guy was close to that lane. So shot blocks will be key. Wild have allowed at least a power play goal in every game they've played in the playoffs so far. As a point shot by McCarr, hammered wide. Natchez to the carom, bothered by Spurgeon, who ended up in a heap. Spurgeon from his stomach trying to swing it away from trouble. Kadri, right circle. To center point, McCarr. Now back to Nazem Kadri, off to McKinnon, but the one-timer pass jammed him and leaks out to center. Fresh penalty killers jump out for Minnesota. Boldy, McCarron, Middleton, and Bogosian. 7:15 to go, opening period of Game 3. No score. Shots are 5-4 Minnesota. Avalanche on a power play for $120. They scored twice in Game 2. McKinnon carried in. Now eventually the point, McCarr off to Kadri. Once more for McCarr. At center point, Cale McCarr refeeds Kadri. Goal line pass for Landeskog. Walks out in front, side angle shot. Not fooled and able to knock it away was Volstead. McKinnon on the reset from the right circle. Over for McCarr, a drive. Fought off by Volstead. Rebound comes free for Sturm. He's got Boldy with him shorthanded. Sturm charging in right side. Went rink wide for Boldy, who grabbed it off the left wing ball and just tapped it down low. Remember, the Wild have a shorthanded goal in this series, and they had 2 in the regular season against the Avalanche. McKinnon speeds ahead off a drop pass. Fed Taves just over the blue line. Devon Taves left point. Cycled it off McKinnon. Rolls it down low as he switches places with Natchez. Now Taves in the slot. Back to Natchez, a drive. Shouldered away by Volstead. Puck battle to the right of Volstead. Nick Foligno twisted it free. Spurgeon finds Boldy. Waits some more. And flops a bouncer down the ice.
Good job by Minnesota in the penalty kill. 15 seconds remaining on the shorthand situation for the Wild.
Taves a drop pass. Brock Nelson lugs it ahead. Nelson finds Molinsky. Turn to the right wing boards for Nichushkin. Carved it around the Wild end wall. Lehkonen there. Lehkonen bottled up by McCarron for a moment. Back of the net now Nichushkin trying to get away from Middleton. Up high comes Molinsky. Power play is over. Taves a left circle shot. Went wide. Came off the boards. Grabbing it Faber. Able to just trickle it ahead out to neutral ice. For the Wild, a big time PK. They do it successfully as Taves carries in off the rush. Took a drop pass. Look out through the slot. Molinsky walking with a shot block. Wild have numbers here. Faber can jab it free. And he just couldn't corral it. Hartman was stung by that block shot. He was slow back to his skates. Nelson up high to Burns at the left point. Brent Burns banked it off a body. It comes free for Hughes and a 3-on-3 through center. Hughes shaking over the offensive blue line left wing wall. Peeled up. Bottled up now by Nelson. And the Avalanche take over. Darting in Parker Kelly, left circle, trying to get to the front of the net. Well defended by Damon Hunt, and Volstead just jumps on top of the loose puck. And now some rough stuff along the end glass after the whistle.
That's what we want to see. Minnesota being very, very careful of what they're going to do. They don't want to draw any more penalties. At the same time, you don't want to back off either.
Parker Kelly might be getting a penalty here, Tom.
Yeah, I thought he may have.
Linesman pointing to Kelly as the referee was motioning for a penalty call. And I don't think Hartman's going to join him.
I don't think he is either. A good move by Hartman. Maybe he'll stay in the box. He's lost his helmet right now at this point. He's in the corner to the right of Jesper Volstead.
We'll sort it out when we come back. 5:06 to go in the first. No score in Game 3. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
The Minnesota Wild advance to round 2. We get to play the Avalanche, another top team in the league. They say avalanches are dangerous. You don't want to get trapped in one. Well, whoever said that's never been to the state of hockey. Here in Minnesota, no matter how much snow we get, we always dig out. So grab the shovel, Wild fans. Get your playoff tickets now at wild.com/playoffs.
Hey, Wild fans, spring weather is finally here, but in Minnesota, that can be unpredictable. That's why it's good to know the knowledgeable and friendly dealers at Bryant Heating and Cooling, who will do whatever it takes to keep your heating and cooling system running safely and efficiently, no matter what the weather throws at you. Plus, ask your local participating dealer about rebates or 0% interest for 60 months for qualified buyers. Find your local Bryant dealer at Bryant.com. That's Bryant.com, official heating and cooling company of the Minnesota Wild.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Minnesota and Colorado right now, each picking up minor penalties on the roughing call. Kelly of Colorado, Hartman of Minnesota. That'll be 4-on-4 between these two clubs. This penalty coming at 14:54. In that first power play by Colorado, they had 3 shots on net, and Jesper Wallstedt able to stop all 3 of those shots coming his way. He's been focused.
Game 1, stop 34-42. Mentioned on our extended pregame show, last goalie prior to Wallstedt to give up 8+ goals in a Stanley Cup playoff game was Sergei Bobrovsky in 2023. That's the game where the Panthers season came to an end. The Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup that night. Of course, Panthers then winning the next 2. Through the slot, Kaprizov wide open, dances with it. He scores! Kaprizov undressed Wedgwood and ripped it upstairs, and the Wild have a 1-0 lead.
What a play by Minnesota's defenseman also. When you look at the Wild, Faber does a good job of coming up with the puck through the neutralized area. He backs off a little bit as he goes over the blue line, but he spots Kaprizov breaking in with some speed there, and Kaprizov goes in, goes to his left, gets a chance, finds the opening, puts it away, and Minnesota scores first in this hockey game. This goal coming at 15:11 of period number 1.
Kaprizov's got to go on back-to-back games, now 19 in his playoff career, most ever in franchise history. Set that mark back earlier in this 2026 postseason. The Wild 3-0 this year in the playoffs with scoring first. Here's Adam Abrams.
Minnesota! 4th goal of the playoffs for number 97, Carrell.
Here's Boldy right circle. 4-on-4 hockey continues. The Wild working it quickly around. Hughes, Faber, Boldy, and Kaprizov on the ice. Hughes left point. Shoves it to Faber. Faber finds Boldy. They'll interchange. Boldy drops it to the right point for Hughes. Hughes flicks it along. Kaprizov, a long shot tipped by Boldy. Answered on a stop by Wedgwood. Boldy gets to his own rebound. Swings out of the right wing corner where he's hounded by Taves. Boldy got infracted with. Power play coming. McCarr's going to touch up, and the Wild are getting a 4-on-3 power play with a 1-0 lead here in Game 3 late in the first.
Yeah, what a play by Boldy once again. He gets control of that puck. He's hard to knock off that puck, and right now, because of his effort there, Minnesota's going to be in the power play.
Colorado penalty number 7, 2 minutes for hooking.
And with that, Minnesota will be on the power play right now as Taves of Colorado goes to the penalty box on the hooking call. It's at 15:52 of the period.
That's the second 4-on-4 goal of the playoffs for the Wild. And again, Minnesota 3-0 this playoff year when scoring first all time in their playoff history, 28-11. Avalanche allowing the game's first goal for just the second time in this postseason. And through the first 2 games, I mentioned earlier, through the first 2 games of the series, Colorado only trailed for 69 seconds. And in the entire postseason, 4.5 minutes of total time trailing in 6 games. Avs win the draw and hammer it down. 4-on-3 power play. Usually this is saved for overtime in the regular season, these 4-on-3 man advantages. Kaprizov in on side, right circle. Works it along Zuccarello. 42 seconds left on the coincidental penalties to Kelly and Hartman. It's a 4-on-3 man advantage for the Wild. Zuccarello left circle, down low Kaprizov. Couldn't gather it cleanly. Spikes it back to Zuccarello. Rolls through the high slot. Has a lane. Kicked it to Kaprizov. He'll hand it to Hughes. Hughes in the high slot, middle of the ice. Aerial pass, right side. Zuccarello walks in, fired a shot with block. Came back to him. Will hammer one. Rebound. Back door. Kaprizov was open, and he couldn't gather it. Wedgwood's lost his goal stick. Hughes left circle. Darts in. Spins back. Hughes through the high slot. Fires. He scores!
PK's working, the power play's working for Minnesota. What a great play by Hughes once again. And Billy Guerin, congratulations. You brought a star player to Minnesota, and Hughes makes the opposition pay for that one. Does a great job of just controlling the puck. He's so calm and cool out there also. He waits and he finds an opening, and it looks like he's going to go backwards for a second, which he does, but all of a sudden he starts to cut, and as he cut, he has a quick release off the blade of that stick. It's in the net, and Minnesota with a 2-0 lead. This goal coming at 16 minutes and 44 seconds of the first period. Minnesota leads 2-0.
Boy, that's pretty similar to a spot where Hughes scored in the Olympics in overtime to help the Team USA group move on. And with no goal stick for Wedgwood, it was below his goal line in the corner. Hughes went stick side with a shot. McCarr trying to get it right back, fires one, tipped by Taves, answered by Volstead. Back to five-a-side hockey now. Hughes finds Tarasenko, bolting in left wing wall. A shot came off the end wall dangerously there, and the Avs knock it away from trouble. Hughes at the point, keeps in, works his way to the left wing side, fired one. It just missed the far post. Faber to the Karen, Wild buzzing here. Tarasenko trying to lob it in front. That's stolen away. McKinnon to Natchez, and the Avs get out to center ice. Martin Natchez carries in, lost the puck. Hughes just sweeps it ahead. It'll go all the way down. And be an icing call in the Wild. 2:33 to go in the first. It's game 3, and the Wild have a 2-0 lead at home.
Yeah, good effort by Minnesota once again. Getting that lead, getting that first goal, Joe, is so important because it energizes that bench, and the guys coming on that next shift also have good opportunities. And Minnesota right now getting that goal from Hughes is 4th of the season. Zuccarello is 6th assist in the year, and Kaprizov, who now has a goal and assist in this game, has assist number 9.
Zuccarello now points in all 6 playoff games he's been able to play in. Remember, had an injury against the Stars and missed some time. Nick Waugh for the Avs to Malinsky. A shot, stop, rebound, loose side of the net, penalty call coming on the Wild. It's a cross check. And the Avalanche are going to get a power play time.
Yeah, that's going to be a cross check going against the Wild right now, and that's going to keep the faceoff deep in the Minnesota zone. Here's the call.
43, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Well, not the guy we want on the penalty box, but that is exactly where Hughes is going to go on the cross-checking call. This one coming at 17:42 of the first period. Minnesota leading 2-0.
This is second minor. Hughes is taken in the playoffs. So Kaprizov and Hughes, the goals, separated by just over 90 seconds. Draw to the right of Volstead. Deep in Wild ice. McCarron and Landeskog on the draw. McCarron joined by Nick Foligno, Damon Hunt, and Brock Faber on the PK. McCarron won it. Hunt was checked behind his own net by McKinnon. Hunt lost his helmet. He's got to go off the ice. Can't play the puck. McCarron right side got it off the glass and all the way down. That was a lucky break for the Wild there as far as just getting that puck and being able to get it down, because Hunt has to leave as soon as his helmet comes off.
Yeah, he kind of hesitated a little bit too. I thought he was going to go back in the play, and that would be a penalty. So he made the right decision to get off.
McKinnon off the double drop, sweeps his way in, curled, lost his footing, lost the puck. It's tap free. Faber angles to his right, found some open ice to shovel it down.
And then it goes the other way.
100 seconds to go in the first. Wild in front 2-0. Power play here for the Avs. Natchez through the neutral zone. Swung it back for McKinnon. McKinnon turned it over. Boldy, just inside his own blue line, gobbled up that errant pass and rolls it down.
Yeah, nice green wall right in front of the Avalanche trying to get into the Minnesota zone.
McCarr carries ahead, pressured by Sturm, so he slipped it back. Natchez now at the red line. The double drop for McKinnon. Boldy trying to stare him down. McKinnon passed a couple of checks, just muscled past Spurgeon, and found Landeskog. Wheeled it up high. Now it's center point McCarr. Gave it back to the left circle. Natchez had a pass tipped by Spurgeon off the end glass. A battle for it. Hunt looking there to try and come up with it out of the corner. Avalanche dig it free. Final minute of the opening period. It's game 3. Wild with a 2-0 lead. Avs on a power play. McCarr, a long shot, blocked down in front. Landeskog whacked at it. Stopped by Volstead. Rebound to Landeskog. To McCarr now. Left side, a drive was blocked. Spurgeon got in the lane. And it'll chisel off the boards and back out to center ice. McCarr on the regroup with both teams getting some fresh players out. McCarr peels back. Just over a half minute left in the first. 15 seconds left on the minor to Hughes. Avalanche power play from left to right on your radio dial with Malinsky. Cut it ahead for Nelson. Frisbeed it along. Malinsky got checked hard by Middleton. Faber couldn't get it out. Boldy raced to the loose puck and jarred it through center.
Big effort, second effort by Boldy to get to that puck.
The Chuskin to Malinsky. Out of the box is Hughes. Middleton now off the left wing glass. Got it free for Hughes. 10 to go in the frame. Hughes with a rink-wide pass. Faber rumbles in. Got past Lacken and Faber to the slot looking for Hughes. It was jabbed away. And that is going to take us to the first intermission as a puck battle at center. We'll see the final horn sound. Listen to this place here in St. Paul.
Well-deserved also. The effort by Minnesota in this first period has been tremendous. Now they have to carry that through periods number 2 and 3.
All right, through 20, 2-0 the Wild lead it. Shots even at 10 apiece. And the Wild PK, much maligned, 2 for 2 in the opening period. Kaprizov and Hughes, even strength and power play. Those are the goals for the Wild. They've got a 2-0 lead after 20. Coming up at the first intermission, Matt Cullen, longtime NHLer, Stanley Cup champion, former member of the Minnesota Wild, joined Beyond the Pond. Talk about high school hockey, college hockey with the Gophers, and pretty much everything you can imagine. The gamut with Matt Cullen coming up at the first intermission. 2-0 the Wild lead game 3 after 20 minutes in St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Sirius XM's Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 takes you backstage and behind the scenes with the superstars of WWE.
Road Dogg, anything new going on in your life? I believe that human relationships are more important than my friggin' bank account.
Would Danhausen like to have more in-ring competition?
Yeah, I'll wrestle as much as they want me to. That would be good. Trish Stratus.
When I took that steel chair shot to the head, that's when I knew I made it.
Sirius XM's home for wrestling conversation is Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Channel 156 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
We deliver the NHL.
But don't you see similarities there in Florida in the East, Vegas in the West? Because when you look at the draft picks or lack thereof, at some point we gave it a run. It's going to be time to pay the piper, isn't it? Now, I don't think that time has come for either franchise, but we can see where this is ultimately going.
But then again, it does make it difficult because you're on that treadmill. Eventually, it stops. And bottom line, you empty the tank and you got the ultimate prize. That makes it worth it.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91. The playoffs are here.
Back around on the far post on the forehand, and the save made by Swayman.
I settle in front of the goal.
Score!
Hughes leaves it. Kadri out in front. McKinnon scores!
16 teams made the cut.
And only one can bring home the
Now it's
prize.
McDavid towards the net. Across to Roslovic. Score!
For Jarvis, shot out of the can, he scores!
Caulfield moving in. Shot. Score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91.
And the Sirius XM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, this show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Major League Soccer is back on Sirius XM FC.
There is so much talent in this league right now.
All the top matches.
Lionel Messi scores left foot!
Featuring the icons who will star in the World Cup.
And what a goal from Heung-min Son!
And those who have conquered it.
Thomas Muller, that was poetry in motion!
MLS is back and better than ever on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Who's in front? Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Kirill Kaprizov and Quinn Hughes getting the Wild on the board late in the first period, and that is where we sit in the first intermission. The Minnesota Wild leading the Colorado Avalanche 2-0 here at Game 3. Welcome back to St. Paul. I'm Zach Halverson. This morning, the brand new Golden Gopher Director of Player Development, Matt Cullen, joined Kevin Fallness and Pat McLetty on Beyond the Pond here at KFAN. Let's take a listen.
I think it's a series that, when you looked at it from the get-go, at least I thought, that it could go either way. Okay, Minnesota's down 2-0. What's the mindset for a team that is down 2-0? Knowing that, tonight, it's almost a must-win game against a team like Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's the most fun hockey I think aside from maybe the Four Nations this year, this series is some of the most fun hockey to watch. We're just so lucky to get to watch it. And I just love watching the Wild team play the game. I mean, obviously it'd be so nice if they were healthy. That's, some pieces, which is critical. And especially with the team that we're playing against, to have, Eriksson Ek especially would make a huge impact. But it is what it is. And I think when you find yourself in this spot, it just becomes a Game 7 mentality, and that's where you're at, and the guys know that. And it just really, I found like it comes down to kind of narrowing your focus. It's so easy to you have these days between games, and this has been a little bit of a longer break. It's like you start thinking about, can we win 4 in a row or 4 out of the next 5? Like you start thinking big picture, and it looks almost impossible. And I think the best guys and the guys that have handled these things the best are the ones that kind of narrow their focus, just to literally block everything out. And it's an overused term in hockey, you block out the noise, but there's some truth to it. You just literally have to simplify it to this one game, and the teams and the guys that can do that and just focus completely on one game and lose track of the rest of it, where the series is at, but just play a Game 7. Your next game is Game 7, and that's just, every little play is so important. And just having that next shift mentality. Like, I think they'll be fine. I actually really like their game, and I think they're a hell of a team. But yeah, that's the hardest part with that, is just the challenge of hearing all the noise about, well, you're down 2-zip. And then you start hearing the stats about historically, when you're down 2-zip, your odds of winning are, there's so much stuff out there. And it's really, honestly, and I know they have a really tight-knit group and great leadership, so they'll be fine. It's just about kind of bearing down on that one game. This is your Game 7, and this is the entire world to you right now, and that's where they'll get to, and I think they'll be fine.
Talking to former Wild forward Matt Cullen, 21 years in the National Hockey League and 3 times won the Stanley Cup with the Hurricanes in 06, Pens in 2016 and 2017. 21 seasons in the National Hockey League, a whole lot of experience in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I know it's hard to be away from the game as a former player in general, but this time of year, do you start getting the shakes? I mean, this is what you live for, this time in this drama.
And you could probably still play.
Oh, 100% you could play.
No, I could not. But yeah, it is actually. We watch the games every night, and honestly, this is like the best time of the year, I think. If you're a hockey fan, there's nothing I enjoy more. We sit home, I would sit with the boys watching the games, and Bridget has her opinions too, so it's good. We're all watching, and there's nothing better. And this is the best time of year, and this time of year more than any time for me brings back so many great memories. Like as a player, like as you get older in the game, like some parts of the season, I was lucky enough to have a long career. So some parts of the season there's a grind to it, and it grinds you down as you get older. But when you get to this time, you feel like you're 20 years old again, and it is the most fun hockey. I just get I do. I just enjoy watching it so much because it is so fun, and you see how much fun these guys are having, and you just pour everything you have into one game. You take the next day off, recover, and then you go do it again. And as a hockey player, this is like the ultimate, and I do miss it a lot when I get to watch these guys playing right now, because you can kind of put yourself back in the locker room and how fun that is, because there's like no time of year where as a group you're pulling on the same rope more than right now. I remember the celebrations on the bench when you score a big goal, and it just you can't replace it. There's just nothing like it. It's awesome.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot then. 20 years ago, you won your first Stanley Cup, and after the game, you're holding that big silver trophy. You're hoisting it towards the rafters. You give it a big smooch. Phenomenal. What's better, that moment or winning back-to-back state titles for your Moorhead Spuds? I mean, I don't know if that's an answerable question there, Matt.
That's a question. I did not see that coming. I didn't see that. That's pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I think for me, as a player, the Cups, you put so much into it, and you just literally put your whole life into it. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to share it with my family. So those are just those moments are just beyond anything I would have ever dreamed of. But, the high school stuff was so fun. I actually enjoyed it way more than I probably ever would have imagined. I mean, probably being away from home for so long, coming back gave me, I think, a new appreciation of what an awesome event the state high school tournament is. And I've seen hockey in every part of the country. I've seen youth hockey. I've seen junior hockey. I just have a new appreciation for what a special thing that is here in Minnesota. Like that state tournament.
There you go. Former Wild forward Matt Cullen, a snippet of the conversation from earlier today on Beyond the Pond. Beyond the Pond every Saturday during the hockey season, 10 a.m. to noon with myself and Pat Micheletti. Real quick, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Still with it. Here's a one-timer and a score!
Sirius XM 91.
Down to the Wild locker room here shortly. We'll grab Damon Hunt before we bring you the second period. Wild lead the Avalanche 2-0 in Game 3. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
At CHS, we know what it takes to feed and fuel the world, to integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, to advocate for farmers in their fields and around the world, to build communities, invest in rural America, and empower rural economies. It takes courage, conviction, commitment. It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Okay, kids, ever seen a BMO debit card disappear? It goes under my hat, and with a twirl of my wand, magic, it's gone.
Cool. Can you bring it back?
No. But I can lock it on my phone.
Okay, so what now?
Now I go to a BMO branch and get a new one printed instantly.
Sounds like BMO are the real magicians.
Well, yeah, when you put it like that. Accounts are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
BMO.
The PGA Tour is back in Minnesota for its Northern Swing. The 3M Open returns to TPC Twin Cities in Blaine July 20th through July 26th. Come to the 3M Open to see some of the best golfers in the world compete. Big drives, big shots, big putts with big stakes. Be a part of golf's Northern Swing at the 3M Open. Purchase tickets today at 3mopen.com. That's the number 3, the letter M, open.com. That's 3mopen.com.
In today's competitive market, investing in your team is key. Delta Dental of Minnesota offers coverage for your small business, from 2 to 100 employees. We have a plan tailored to fit your unique employee needs, leading to a better benefit package and a happier team. Unleash the power of smile across your business. Visit deltadentalmn.org/small business to learn more.
One period of play, Kevin Fallen is down by the Wild locker room with Wild rookie defenseman Damon Hunt. 2-0 in Game 3. Obviously a critical game, Damon. But what can you say about the start of this hockey game and the noise level inside this building?
Yeah, what an atmosphere for that first period here at home. I think the fans just gave us that boost. I think we just got to keep at it. PK was good to start. So I think we just got to keep rolling, stick to the game plan.
I mean, you have to have an appreciation for you knew about Quinn Hughes before you came over here. Brock Faber as well. What this team is doing from the blue line. How much appreciation do you have for that top pair of Hughes and Faber when they've got the puck on their stick?
Yeah, it's fun to watch. Like Quinn being in Vancouver before, you didn't really watch him a ton, but now that he's here and I get to watch every single shift that Quinn Hughes does, and man, he's special. Same with Brock. Brock just keeps getting better every year. So I'm just trying to learn from them. You can just see how both those guys skate. They just make the game look so easy.
Faber sets up the Kaprizov goal. Quinn Hughes, a goal and an assist thus far in that first period. For you, how are you settling in? A third playoff game, and now here you are on the second pair playing with the captain, Jared Spurgeon, and at home in a critical Game 3. Life's pretty good for Damon Hunt these days.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to rise to the occasion. Like it's been a lot this year, but I think being thrown to the fire has been good for me. You got to go out there and you got to compete and perform. And I thought I've handled myself pretty well in the first two games, and this first period went pretty well too. So, like I said, we just got to keep going, keep chipping away one shift at a time, and I think good things will happen.
Last thing, I have no idea what type of a NFL fan you are, but John Randall doing the Let's Play Hockey before this thing went off. You guys added to the noise level with the goals, but Johnny Randall did a hell of a job getting you guys pumped up.
Yeah, he's a little bit before my time. I didn't really watch him a ton, but obviously he's a star in the city, and he's a special player. So yeah, it was loud in there to start the game. So It's all good. It's amazing to be here.
Good first period. Keep it going. Thanks, Damon.
Thank you.
There you go. Their Wild defenseman Damon Hunt joining us in the intermission. We owe him a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Damon Hunt's Wild lead the Avalanche 2-0 after one period of play. Quick break, and then we'll get you ready for the second. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Know what happy is? Veggies. Crunchy, crispy, colorful, seasonal, aromatic, juicy veggies. Produce at its freshest. Cub produce. Best produce, period. Guaranteed to make you happy or we'll replace it. No questions asked. Because good produce makes veggie lovers happy. Just remember, fresh, happy. Stale, limp, and wilted, not happy. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce. And shop happy.
As the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Wild, Pentair helps the world sustainably move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great tasting, filtered water straight from the kitchen faucet to water supply and sump pumps and everything in between, Pentair is focused on smart, sustainable water solutions that help our planet and people thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn more. That's Pentair.com.
Hey campers, it's Jan from Toyota. This summer, we're headed to Camp Toyota, and the fun starts now. We're kicking things off by kicking up mud. Jump in, campers. We're going off-roading in a 4Runner. Next, we're heading to the hot springs in a RAV4. And finally, park your Tundras and Tacomas around the campfire because we're roasting marshmallows. Their summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 1st. Toyota, let's go places.
Playoff hockey is built on teamwork, trust, and showing up when it matters most. From the pressure of the postseason to the work done every day behind the scenes. Archkey Solutions is a proud sponsor of the Minnesota Wild, and they bring that same mindset to the work they do across job sites nationwide. From the field to the office, they put people first, lead with safety, and invest in real opportunities to grow. Ready to build what matters? Power your career with Archkey. Apply today at archkey.com/wild.
Xcel Energy's home energy squad experts love helping you save energy. It makes their day to weather strip a door. Setting up a new smart thermostat is real high-five material. They have dreams about upgrading your light bulbs to LEDs. And installing a more efficient showerhead is actually one of their love languages. Let the experts who love to help you save energy help you save money. Appointments are now free at xcelenergy.com/squad with free installation of eligible energy-saving equipment.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, you need a team that delivers every time. That's why the pros trust Metropolitan Gravel Company, the preferred aggregate transportation provider of the Minnesota Wild. From construction sites to major infrastructure projects, Metropolitan Gravel Company moves the materials that keep Minnesota buildings strong. Fast, dependable, built on hard work, just like hockey in the state of hockey. Visit MetroGravel.com for more information. MetroGravel.com, driving up the standard of excellence.
Back for the second period of Game 3. The Wild lead 2-0. Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed back here with you. Goal and assist for Kaprizov and Hughes in the opening period. Wild from left to right on your radio dial in the second. Avalanche skating from right to left. What'd you like most about the opening period, Tom?
I think, Joe, just the way everyone competed in that first period. The intensity was there. And, you know, your best players are your best players. You want them to be that, and they certainly were in that first period. But everybody else chipped in as well.
Avalanche entered this Game 3 as the fourth team in the last 30 years with multiple goals in 5 straight regulation periods. Held off the board in the opening frame tonight in Game 3. Wild now, by the way, in first period play, 11 goals in the postseason. Faber carries the Wild ahead over the offensive blue line. Shakes towards the left wing boards and then sprayed it down low, gathering Hughes. Hughes around the net of Wedgwood. Coming out right circle, Quinn Hughes feeds a man off the bench, Spurgeon. Popped into the left wing corner now for Zuccarello. Zuccarello hands it to Hughes. Hughes just rattled it back of the net. Hartman there, stapled to the glass by Lehkonen. To the loose change is Makar. He'll carry the Avs out through center, but he lost the puck. Hughes hounded by Makar. Makar got it back. Cale Makar, left circle shot blocked by Spurgeon and jabbed away from immediate trouble. Kaprizov now scurries to it. Makar checked him. Kaprizov stayed on it, and Urov will put it on his tape. Kirill Kaprizov floats it in as he goes for a change. Boldy on the forecheck pressure. Now Marcus Johansson left side of the loose puck. Back of the net for Boldy. Spins to front the play. Boldy. Center. Left side Johansson. Shot tipped wide. Trying to keep it in Hunt. He will, but he turned it over. Nichushkin darts in. Val Nichushkin couldn't get around the poke check of Zach Bogosian.
There's the experience showing through with Bogosian.
Johansson to Urov. Danila Urov above the red line. Flops it in. The Wild finish a change. Urov on the forecheck. Ran into his man Brett Kulak. Nichushkin, though, outlets, and Brock Nelson gains the center line and bounces it in off the end wall. Scurrying to it, Malinsky. Middleton trying to tie him up. Malinsky rolling around. Bogosian was there momentarily. Now Urov deep in his own zone, hounded by Nichushkin. A couple of Russians go to work there. Back of the net, Bogosian. Jarred it away from trouble. Trenyon right side, couldn't clear. Back down near the Wild goal line, Bogosian to Trenyon, off to Middleton, and Jake Middleton skips it ahead and out through center. Nick Blankenberg back on it. Up ice for Ross Colton. Look to drop it off. Kadri left side a shot. Juggled by Volstead. Knocked away from trouble by Minnesota, but the Avs are back on it. Nick Waugh turns and shoots. Volstead had that in a vulnerable spot, but Minnesota pokes the rebound back out to center.
Yeah, that puck was right in that blue paint area by Minnesota. I think that was Spurgeon knocked it out of the area.
Spurgeon now to crank one around the boards. It got just past Burns. This is an icing call. Boy, Burns was right there at center and icing the call in. I know the puck was hammered around, and Spurgeon is trying to ice it on that instance, but it went right past Burns.
Yeah, he did not make the attempt. Burns maybe he's a little bit tired. He's had a lot of games over the years. He played 1,579 regular season games. And, of course, you look at right now, 22 years now in the NHL. His first with Colorado, has not won the Stanley Cup yet, and we hope it stays that way after this series.
Bogosian's been on the ice for almost 90 seconds prior to this draw to the right of Volstead. Kadri and McCarron on the tie-up. Kadri won it. Nathan McKinnon through the high slot with a shot blocked by Tarasenko. Trenyon chopped it along Bogosian, trying to free it up. Natchez hounding in. Avalanche loading up here with Kadri, Natchez, and McKinnon. So Jared Bednar wasting no time. Down 2-0 early in the second of Game 3 to try and get some, maybe a little bit more firepower instead of Lehkonen with McKinnon and Natchez. It's Kadri. Spurgeon in the neutral zone to McCarron. Just chipped it ahead. Taves floats a pass. Makar didn't want to get hit by McCarron, so he just poked to center ice.
Good decision on the part of Makar.
Hughes to Spurgeon. Now back to Quinn Hughes. Hughes gains the red line. Try to sky it in. Taves gloved it down and flips it the other way. Back is Hughes, dangled off the left wing boards. Kulak intercepts, twisting it along. Jack Drury kept it coming, and Logan O'Connor able to paddle it in. Hughes deep around his own net, got hooked, showed the referee, and the call was made. Quinn Hughes kept puck possession, looked at the ref and said, "What gives?"
Yeah, the hookers are going to be a hold. Either way, it's going to be a penalty, and Minnesota go in the power play. Here's the call.
Colorado penalty, number 17. 2-minute minor. Holding.
The holding coming at 3 minutes and 39 seconds of the second period, with Minnesota leading by a score of 2-0. Minnesota doing their job. They scored one of their goals. A goal by Hughes with a power play goal back in the first period. Right down the faceoff is deep in the Avalanche zone.
Just one shot in this period for the two teams combined, and it's gone the way of Colorado. Power play for Minnesota. In the playoffs, now 5 goals, including the one back in the opening period. That was a 4-on-3 power play goal from Hughes. Avalanche in the regular season had the league's top penalty kill. In the postseason, excellent as well, 18 of 21 coming into this game. Brian Hartman right side after the Avs got a quick clear down. Now Boldy, top of the right circle, offensive zone. Goal line pass looking for Kaprizov. It bounced away, but Kaprizov rescues it. Flings it back to Boldy at the right wing hash marks. Matt Boldy now at the faceoff dot. Down low. Kaprizov was open in front. Wedgwood made the save, and he's got the loose puck with his glove, reaching out to his left to hang on.
Boy, a couple of green sweaters right in front of him. Also, Hartman being one of those guys, and you look at also Kaprizov trying to pick up his second goal of this game. And right now, Minnesota's offensive threat is having a little bit of a meeting deciding how they're going to play this next play once the puck is dropped to the left of the Avalanche, Avalanche zone.
Hartman and Kaprizov and Boldy with that quick conversation is noted by Tom. Zuccarello and Hughes are back near the blue line. Hartman and Nelson on the faceoff. Brock Nelson in game 2 won 12 of 14 draws. And now he'll deal with Boldy after Hartman thrown out. Burns must have chopped away at Kaprizov. One of the referees over to give him a stern talking to.
Both officials.
Yeah, both referees come over to talk to Mr. Burns.
Off the draw, Boldy able to pull it back. Hughes pressured immediately by Nelson, able to shake free and found Boldy in the high slot. Boldy hooks it along Kaprizov. Left point Zuccarello. Zuccarello fires one. They score! Ryan Hartman out of midair! Tips it in. It's 3-0 Minnesota.
4:23 the time to go on the power play once again, and Minnesota doing the job. And look at those white towels. Everybody's waving those white towels except for one guy I see back in the corner there, but forget him. Anyway, Minnesota doing the job right now. It's got to be fun for them, but they cannot sit back. They've got a 3-0 lead here right now. Minnesota needs to maintain that. This goal coming, as I said, at 4 minutes, 23 of the seconds of the period, and the fans are into it, the players, and because of the play of the players also, your best players have to be your best players, and that's what happens here right now. That puck deflected and went to the right of the goaltender. I think he was expecting it to go to the other side, but the redirect results in Minnesota getting a power play goal.
I don't know what the Avalanche are waiting for. They either got to challenge or move on. Blackwood's coming into this game, Tom. Mackenzie Blackwood is coming in to replace Scott Wedgwood. So we will not see Wedgwood join elite company, winning his first 7 career playoff starts.
Wow.
And look, earlier in this series, after game 1, both coaches were asked about their goaltending. It was a 9-6 shootout. And Jared Bednar said all year long they were comfortable using both guys. He went back to Wedgwood in game 2. He got the win, stopping 29 of 31. And I wouldn't fault him on any of the Wild's goals tonight.
They've been tough goals. Maybe I don't think it's so much the goalies. He's trying to jack up the team here a little bit to see if he can get some more offense going from his squad.
Hartman feeds Kaprizov. He'll dart in left circles. We're back to live action. He spun with a backhander that flexed just high and wide.
Ryan Hartman, assisted by number 36, Matt Zuccarello. And number 97, Kirill Kaprizov.
So a 3-point game for Kaprizov in game 3, and we're not even 5 minutes into the second as the Avalanche are offside with 15:09 to go in the second period. And Tom, had a chance to talk with Ryan Hartman for our extended pregame show, and I asked him about the power play, his role on the power play, replacing Jules Eriksson Ek essentially in the top unit. And he knows he's a net front guy. Did a great job of it there.
Yeah, he really did. And the thing is, when you look at Minnesota right now, they spent a lot of time over the last couple of days working on specialty teams, penalty killing, power play, trying to get the adjustment in there they needed to do. And it certainly has worked for Minnesota right now. But that goal by Hartman is a huge goal for him. Zuccarello getting another assist in this game. That's number 6 and 7. And Kaprizov, as you pointed out, Joe, 3 points also, 1 goal and 2 assists.
And for Hartman, his third of the playoffs. So the Wild turning the tricks on the Avs so far, winning the special teams battle at this point in game 3. Yurov lobbed one off the official. Boldy picks it up. He'll walk in, shooting one. Black with the save. Boldy to the rebound. And he just jammed it wide off his skate to his stick blade. Avs soared ahead. Yurov couldn't clear. Nelson a good keep on the forecheck. Nelson's pass blocked. Yurov gets it to Boldy, who tried to strike it rink wide. That hit a skate. Ends up in the Avalanche bench. 14:40 to go in the second.
Well, if you think Stanley Cup playoff hockey is fun, you should listen to Tom Reed's Hotline. Join us each night during the second intermission for a chance to win dinner at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Get in front of the line and text us now at 64686. Exclamation point.
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
Well, he put it in there. I suppose he wanted me to say something about it.
Again, you're like Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. Whatever they put in front of you, you're just going to read it.
Yep.
McCarron left side exits for Minnesota, banking it along, hoping for Trenyon, broken up by the Avs, or that could have been some trouble. A goal by Hartman comes at 4:12 23 of the second period. Volstead punching one to his right. Bogosian is back. Swerved it around Middleton. Followed up by Ross Colton, who has an assist in both games of the series for Colorado. McCarron got checked from behind. Now Burns a drive. Maybe glancing off the right side of Volstead, and the loose puck popped down the ice by Trenyon. No icing here. Both teams will change. Just over 6 minutes played in the second. It's Game 3. The Wild trail the Mets to 7-2-0, but they have a 3-0 lead in Game 3. Parker Kelly flies one in. Back in his own zone is Hughes. Loose puck behind the Avalanche net. Colorado comes up with it. Kelly to the point. Molinsky a drive. Hammered it well high and wide. Sturm right side. Ties it up with Kulak bearing in on him. Sturm now to Hughes. Hughes curls away from Logan O'Connor. And a left wing pass. Nick Foligno trying to force it out. Second effort muscle to center. Molinsky lofts it back in. Volstead out. Snap pass on the breakout by the netminder. Faber deals it back for Hughes.
Boy, he likes to handle the puck. The netminder, that's I'd like to have another defenseman out there.
Nick Foligno a chip and chase into the left wing corner of the Avalanche zone. Followed up by Sturm as well. Sturm lost his stick. Avalanche player then tripped and fell on that stick. It was McKinnon, and he gets up slowly. Avs start through center ice with O'Connor gaining the red line, steering it in. Lehkonen couldn't come up with it. Zuccarello left side, inside his own blue line, fanned on his pass. McKinnon off the intercept. Nathan McKinnon feeding it to Natchez. Natchez a shot blocker save. Volstead punching it to the corner. Spurgeon bounces into Natchez. Marcus Foligno tries to nudge it out. McKinnon waits in the weeds down low as Natchez comes up with it for Colorado. Handed the puck off. McCarr activates left side. Cale McCarr deep into the offensive zone. Stops and comes out of the corner. McCarr feeding one. Natchez a shot blocked wide as Hartman able to tip it out of play.
Yeah, Minnesota doing a good job using the six nice and low on the ice there, getting a piece of it, putting it in the net. That'll get the stoppage of play and a chance to re-scrape the ice.
12:29 to go second period. 3-0 the Wild lead the Avalanche in Game 3 from St. Paul. You're listening to Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
Got kicked out of the house again, Johnny. We lost in OT, and I threw the remote through the TV.
There goes your bundle and our playoffs at home.
You've got Sirius XM, right? All the games, hometown announcers, right on the app.
You are useful. Turn it on.
Get every game of the NHL and NBA playoffs on Sirius XM and the Sirius XM app. Every game, every team, and your hometown announcers all in one place.
But if you throw anything at my radio, you're walking.
Major League Soccer is back on Sirius XM FC.
There is so much talent in this league right now.
All the top matches.
Lionel Messi scores left foot.
Featuring the icons who will star in the World Cup.
And what a goal from Heung-min Son.
And those who have conquered it.
That was poetry in motion.
MLS is back and better than ever on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
There's nothing like playoff hockey, and nobody gets you closer to the ice than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Our experts get you ready for each matchup.
The Edmonton Oilers can outscore any mistakes in this series.
And interviews with the league's heavy hitters.
John Cooper, head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I love listening to you guys in the morning.
It's hockey talk all day, and the top playoff games every night. Stay connected to the quest for the Cup on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app.
Well, then, Wild playoff tickets drop. Every second counts. Be the first to know and secure your seats before they sell out. Sign up for ticket alerts by texting playoffs at 222-100. That's 222-100. Face off deep in the Minnesota zone to the left of Jesper Volstead, who's been terrific in this game. Both teams with 13 shots on net, but Minnesota has the only goals. They've got 3 of them.
And again, Mackenzie Blackwood in now for the Avalanche, replacing Scott Wedgwood. Hughes, a breakout pass. Backhand reception there by Zuccarello. Hits the red line, flings it off the end glass.
I'm sorry, Joe. 3 shots on 12, 3 goals on 12 shots against Wedgwood.
Here's Taves dropping it off Natchez through the high slot. Handed the puck to Landeskog. Landeskog from a tough angle, denied by Volstead with a couple sticks in the lane as well. Kaprizov flips it back. Snuffed out was Faber, so he got it to Hughes, who got sandwiched and knocked down. Avalanche start back in. McKinnon has a lane right side. A shot blocker save Volstead. Rebound trickling around. Hughes punched it away from trouble. Zuccarello to Hartman, and a safe chip out the center as the Avs making a push.
Yeah, Minnesota doing a good job just getting the puck out of the zone.
McKinnon overskated for a moment, so he dealt it back to Makar, who rimmed in from center. Urov won his battle left wing board, skates the Wild ahead. Danila Urov hits the red line and lofts it in. Out comes Blackwood. Got it around to Makar, and then quickly off the Taves. Mackenzie Blackwood last year in the Stanley Cup playoffs in their 7-game opening round loss to the Stars had an .892 save percentage. His last start, or last appearance for the Avalanche, was April the 14th in Calgary when he got the win. He was 23-10-2 in the regular season. Again, the Avs pretty confident with both guys. As Tom mentioned earlier, they won the Jennings Trophy, fewest goals allowed by a team. Marcus Johansson darts in for Minnesota. Off the rush, hands the puck to Boldy. Boldy a shot. Stop, rebound, trickling around the blue paint. Boldy comes up with it left side. He'll feed the point Spurgeon. Now to Bogosian, who has a lane right circle a shot. Blocker save Blackwood as that puck was deflected. Boldy being held in the corner. Try to one-hand it loose. The Avalanche come ahead. Lacking it. Sent it in from center, Volstead. Hands it off to Jake Middleton. Middleton, a long bounce pass. Tarasenko with some room. Vladimir Tarasenko in on side. Had his 3-game point streak come to an end in game 2. He'll feed it back to Bogosian. Labeled along Middleton. Made the save play, rolling it down behind the Avalanche net where McCarron goes to work. Kulak tries to pin him up. Over to support Trenyon. Back off to McCarron. Rimmed around the wall. Middleton now. Middleton, bumped by Ross Colton. Jake Middleton out of the left wing corner to McCarron. Looking for some help. Middleton's still there. Back of the net, Trenyon to the loose change. Trenyon trying to come up the short side. Dangles with it back into the corner. Good shift by the Wild as they change here and keep possession of the offensive zone. Trenyon escapes from trouble. Fought through a check. Rolled it along to Tarasenko. Filtered it down low for Nico Sturm, who's just off the Wild bench. Tapped along for Trenyon. He'll pin it up along the end wall. Avalanche steal and bounce it past Faber and all the way down. This is going to be an icing call in Colorado. And listen to the crowd again.
And deservedly so also, Joe. And the one thing, watch Trenyon, the boy, is he gaining confidence every game, getting better and better. He can skate, he can move. He's got that big body. He led the league in hits this year, 411 hits, I believe it was, on the season. He likes to use that big body. But, boy, he is really becoming a player that is really playing into his game here right now. Face-off is deep in the Avalanche zone to the left of their netminder, who's coming to replace the starting netminder.
Kulak and Malinsky both out for almost 90 seconds. Because of the icing call, they have to stay out. All the forwards for the Avs out there just under a minute, which is just about an average shift length. Colorado clears up, not out. Faber kept the line. Good check along the boards by Kaprizov. Faber has to play it at center, though. He was bottled up. Into open ice goes Kadri. Watched carefully by Hughes, so Kadri labeled it around the Wild net. Grabbing it was Hartman. Bounced it out to center. Taves pounds it back in. Volstead out to set it up and quickly motor it to Hartman, who cranked it off the boards. Kaprizov gathers. In a 2-on-2 with Zuccarello, they'll crisscross. Here comes Kaprizov. Pivoting. Stopping right side. Kaprizov looking for late help. He found a man, Hughes. Hughes spins away from Jack Drury. Hughes through some traffic up near the point. Feathered it then to Faber. Faber curled right side. Tried to muscle past Logan O'Connor. Shifted it along for Hartman, who bounces it back down low into the Avalanche zone. Burns was there for a moment. Burns off the boards to his left. Hartman bumped into Parker Kelly as the Wild reset at center. And Faber cranks it back in. The Wild change on the fly.
Yeah, good change by Minnesota this entire game so far.
Brent Burns, a long outlet. Tipped in by O'Connor. Gobbled up by Middleton. Middleton under a lot of scrutiny on the ice for a bunch of goals against through the first 2 games of the series. Now playing with Zach Bogosian as Hunt moves up to play with Spurgeon in game 3. Bogosian at the point. Over to Jake Middleton, left side. Wound it around the Avalanche net. Natchez there. Bogosian crept in on him, so Natchez went through his own slot, where it's gathered by the Avs and spun back along for Natchez. Martin Natchez rumbles ahead. His left wing pass, Landeskog a shot. Pad save by Volstead. Now Nathan McKinnon for Colorado. Up high, squeezing one to the left side, Makar. Cale Makar trying to buy some open ice. Makar, long shot. Stick save by Volstead. Malinsky to the carom. Check there by Marcus Foligno. Bogosian dumped a man back of the net. It was McKinnon. Up high, the Avs work it. They go D to D Malinsky.
That was a check.
Filtered it back of the net. Landeskog tied up. Landeskog thrown to the ice by Danila Urov. Foligno then dumped McKinnon and a penalty call.
Why are they calling interference?
And Marcus Foligno not happy.
Minnesota penalty, number 17. 2-minute minor. Interference.
Wow. Foligno is furious.
And he should be.
He's got to be careful, though.
Yeah, I agree.
7:44 to go in the second. Timeout on the ice. Wild back to the PK. They got a 3-0 lead, though, in Game 3 over the visiting Avalanche. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Not far away, but nothing close to ordinary. Grand Casino is right here, ready to surprise you with the ultimate staycation. With big games, better rewards, beautiful hotels, and entertainment catered to you. The thrills just never let up. So make the trip and feel it for yourself. Every mile leads to more at Grand Casino.
She was the sister who went unnoticed.
A daffodil might look plain next to a lily, but on its own there is much to be admired.
Now, her greatest chapter is yet to come.
The most important thing is to be yourself.
From the world of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice comes a new BritBox original drama.
Mary, you will flourish.
Based on the best-selling novel, The Other Bennett Sister. Now streaming only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
A Pentair scoreboard update, playoff style.
The only other game today was a sweep for the Hurricanes. They completed with a 3-2 overtime win over the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 4. Jackson Blake, his second goal is the overtime game winner, and the Hurricanes are off to the Eastern Conference Finals for the third time in 4 years. More good news. Game 4, 5, and 6 start times have all been announced Monday night from Grand Casino Arena. A 6:45 pregame on most of these same stations. 7 o'clock puck drop in that one. Game 5 Wednesday night from Ball Arena. And Game 6 Friday night back here in St. Paul. All 7 o'clock starts. Rejoice with that one, Mr. Tom Reed.
Well, we've had quite a contest here right now. Minnesota's got to kill off this interference call against Marcus Foligno. Face-off deep in the Minnesota zone. Minnesota leading 3-0.
Foligno, 39 hits in the playoffs entering this game. Threw a couple on that shift and a slew of them in the opening period as the Wild PK wins the draw and they're able to clear. The hits through the first 2 games of this series favor the Wild 55-54. Much has been made about Colorado's physicality, and Jared Bednar talking about that with the local media as Michael McCarron steals and backhands a puck out the center. McCarr on the reset. Avs power play, 4 goals over the last 3 games, dating back to the final game of their sweep in the opening round of the LA Kings. Landeskog rolls it around. Kadri did well to handle it. Center point Natchez. Back to Nazem Kadri. He'll feed McCarr with a $1:15 to go in the power play. McCarr. Back to Kadri, top of the right circle. Goal line pass for the captain, Landeskog. Serve back to Kadri. Back down low, Landeskog. Cut in front with a shot. Volstead the save. Rebound, they score. But Volstead got bumped. And they're going to say that Hunt cross-checked Landeskog into Volstead, and so the goal's going to count, at least for now.
Yeah, let's wait and see what happens on this, whether it's going to be a challenge or not. That's where Minnesota's crew downstairs watching this will have a chance to review it.
But you got to be careful here, because if you challenge unsuccessfully, right, Avs go back to the power play.
Yep, and that's what I'm...
Hunt did bump Landeskog, but Landeskog made contact first. Because if the goalie's unable to do his job, that's usually waved off, or a challenge can be successful because of it. And the Wild are going to take a long look at it. So Kadri from the dot, down low. Landeskog went right in front. Oh boy, Hunt barely touched him. But again, you're up 3-1. Like, do you risk it? And the Wild apparently are not going to. So the penalty kill can't come through clean again. And the Wild a 3-1 lead with 6:49 to go in the second. This is a big final 7 minutes of period 2.
Assisted by number 92, Gabriel Landeskog, and number 91, Nazem Kadri.
Hughes just got tripped up. He went down hard. Penalty call coming. 3-on-2 for the Wild developing. Faber to Tarasenko. Left side a shot. They score! Brock Faber! Tarasenko shot. Hit Blackwood. Clanged off Faber. And the Wild get it right back.
as a result of that, Minnesota's going to make it work in Bach's favor. What a good game he is having once again. What a career he's had so far in his short career, but it's been a good one. Minnesota right now coming right back after they gave up the goal in McKinnon. That came at 13-11. This one comes at 13-31. 20 seconds later.
What a playoff year for Brock Faber. Tom, you mentioned it earlier. He now has 4 goals in the postseason in 9 games, including tonight.
His skating ability is next to none. He has learned so much playing with Hughes also. Those two guys together really has solidified that blue line for Minnesota, not just defensively, but certainly on the offensive side of things.
Minnesota! 4th goal of the playoffs for number 7, Brock Faber. Assisted by number 91, Vladimir Tarasenko. And number 47, Michael McCarron.
Here's Spurgeon outletting for Boldy. Boldy did not get a piece of it, so an icing call in the Wild. Just under 6 minutes to go now in the second period.
And Joe, I can't tell you how much a lift that is for Minnesota. Giving up a goal, 20 seconds later, coming right back and scoring another. And all of a sudden, the bench was depleted a little bit, comes right back to life again. Minnesota with 3 goals lead here right now, with 5:57 to go in period number 2. Shots right now, 19-17 in favor of the visitors, but Minnesota has that 3-goal lead.
The goal scorers tonight for the Wild, Kaprizov, Hughes, Hartman, and Faber. 3 of them now with 4 goals in the playoffs. And Hartman got his 3rd of the postseason. For McKinnon, the only goal for the Avs, his 5th. Taves, D-to-D, Makar. Johansson indicating wants to go for a change as an up-ice pass by Makar went awry, and it's icing on the Avalanche.
And that will bring the face-off deep in the Avalanche zone. Minnesota allowed to make any change they want right now since the Avalanche iced that puck. And the face-off was going to be to the left of their replacement goaltender here also, and he's going to get a chance to play. As you look at Valstead at one end has done the yeoman's job, certainly for Minnesota. And at the other end, when you're brought in a situation, you're down like that, you have to do your job also. But it's going to be Blackwood that is getting the call on this one.
Natchez hounds this puck, back for his shoes, swung around the net of Valstead, just lifted off the boards and out the center. Cale Makar picks it up, rifles it past the Taves, who launches it in from center. Colton plays it to the point. Makar across the blue line. Cale Makar to Taves. Taves firing one rink wide. It'll knuckle off the boards and out the center. Makar speeds to it. Zuccarello bails out on a change. Cale Makar picks his head up. Carries through neutral ice. Gains the red line. Now over the offensive blue line. Right side a shot. Stick save Valstead. Faber to the rebound. Chiseled it free for Kaprizov, who backhands ahead to neutral ice. Taves D-to-D. Makar flings it back in. Juan Faber after it for their 2 sides. Over the left shoulder of Valstead. It's chopped free by the Wild. Nick Foligno's got some open ice. Foligno scoops it backhand a rink wide. Kaprizov at the end of his shift will pressure Burns as Burns just drills it around the dasher. Ahead of the pack is Kadri. Nazem Kadri in a shot. And Valstead made the save with his right arm to his body, able to squeeze it and hang on.
Yeah, Kadri had no place to go except to shoot the puck, but he was at a bad angle coming in. But once again, there's Minnesota's Valstead making the save on that one. That'll give us a timeout.
Our final break of period 2. The Wild still with that 3-goal lead. They were up 3-0. Avs scored, and right back the Wild get one past Blackwood. It's 4-1 Minnesota in Game 3. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
At the Home Depot, we know the world is a messy place. Keeping it clean takes science. That's why businesses everywhere have long trusted cleaning products from Ecolab to take on the toughest messes. And now, that level of clean is available for your home. Introducing Ecolab Scientific Clean, a full line of professional-grade cleaning products for all your home's needs, so you can clean like you mean business. Now available exclusively at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hey, Wild fans, spring weather is finally here, but in Minnesota, that can be unpredictable. That's why it's good to know the knowledgeable and friendly dealers at Bryant Heating and Cooling, who will do whatever it takes to keep your heating and cooling system running safely and efficiently, no matter what the weather throws at you. Plus, ask your local participating dealer about rebates or 0% interest for 60 months for qualified buyers. Find your local Bryant dealer at Bryant.com. That's Bryant.com, official heating and cooling company of the Minnesota Wild.
You know you need to do it. Your family knows you need to do it. Heck, even the neighbors know. But you keep putting it off. Listen, procrastinating won't replace your roof, but JTR Roofing will. Listen, JTR is experienced and trusted and local. They back their work because they're your neighbors. Roofing, siding, gutters. Learn more at roofwithjtr.com. Roofwithjtr.com.
JTR, for quality roofing, JTR.
4:31 to go here in period number 2. Minnesota with the lead here, around 4-1. The shots on net, 20 by the Avalanche, 17 by the Wild, and right now this city is jacked up here. I think most of those people watching this game on TV listen to the radio probably, Joe. Listen to you and I and Kevin, and as a result of that, right now this crowd is energized. No question about it. The faceoff will be deep in the Minnesota zone to the right of Jesper Wallstedt, who's been terrific.
Avalanche with their full complement of players on the bench. And again, Arturi Lehkonen not out here with McKinnon and Natchez. This time it's Gabriel Landeskog on the top line. So Jared Bednar again continuing to jumble some things up here. In the second period is McKinnon off the one draw. Swung at the Taves, a shot. Stick save Wallstedt with traffic in front. Natchez to the rebound. Plucked it ahead. Hartman got a piece of it, couldn't clear it. Natchez through the high slot again, looking for a lane outside the right circle, fumbled it. Kaprizov closed and couldn't get it out. Natchez won the war momentarily. They continue to battle. It's kept in by McKinnon. A tight turn to hold in. McKinnon, the left side for Taves. Taves up high. McCarr through the slot. Dances right circle, a shot. Wallstedt got knocked down. The shot never got through to him, I don't think. And Hartman golfs that one, couldn't clear. Kaprizov has a broken stick. It's Landeskog to McCarr. Wild trying to get out of the woods here. Up high it comes again, Landeskog. Watched by Kaprizov. Hands it off to Natchez. Natchez darts towards the right side. Martin Natchez to McKinnon, a one-timer. Knocked away in front partially by Hartman, and then the goal stick of Wallstedt. It comes back to McKinnon again. Now a long wrister swallowed up by Wallstedt. And a big whistle there with the stickless Kaprizov unable to defend much at all.
Yeah, and you know that the netminder also able to read that play and thinking, if that puck comes towards me, I'm going to grab onto it. I got one player over here with a stick, and they're putting pressure on. So I love the way that Wallstedt has been able to handle the puck also, playing with confidence, moving the puck. Is almost like having another defenseman back there in those situations to help move the puck going north.
The Avs have 12 second period shots, 22 for the game. The Wild sitting at 17 total shots, 7 in period 2. Draw to the right of Wallstedt. Sturm and Nelson on the tie-up. Sturm won it through his own slot. Marcus Foligno rolls through center, chips it off the left wing boards, hustles to it, spins, and then had it slashed away by Burns. But getting there is older brother Nick Foligno, who rimmed it around. Burns lost his stick on that sequence. Back of the net now. Nick Foligno coming out the glove side of Blackwood, tried to center, but Nichushkin cut it off and slides it along for Brock Nelson. Nelson flings it ahead. Nichushkin bumped by Damon Hunt. Nichushkin sent it around the net. Nelson swept that by Spurgeon. Nick Foligno there. Foligno absorbed some contact. Spurgeon jarred it off the dasher. Kulak raced to it and spun it up top for Arturi Lehkonen. Finish born forward to Malinsky. Malinsky, a shot blocked. Nick Foligno able to get in the lane and send it into the netting.
Yeah, Malinsky coming in from that right side also. And, of course, you look at his game and what he brings to the table also. This is game number 7 for him in the playoffs. The young shot of Lakeville, Minnesota. Gets a shot away, playing on that right side. And with that, the face-off will come to the left of Minnesota's netminder.
7 block shots so far for the Wild. Make it 8 now with the one by Nick Foligno. They just updated the block shot category. Waugh and McCarron on the draw to the left of Wallstedt. 2:54 to go in the second period. Would love to get to intermission with a 3-goal lead with the Wild, as Captain Obvious joins this portion of the broadcast. Ross Colton tips ahead. Backcourt is Middleton, swept it along. Was able to find Trenyon, who charged over the offensive blue line. Played it down low. Tarasenko centered. It was a touch too far for Michael McCarron. And that's tough because he's darn near 7 feet tall. Yeah. But the right idea by Tarasenko, looking for the big center iceman, cutting through the high slot. Pass was just a little too long for his reach. Colton pokes ahead for the Avs. Back is Middleton, D-to-D. Hustled ahead and quickly thrown up the right wing boards by Bogosian. Tarasenko now on open ice for Trenyon. Over the offensive blue line, left side, Trenyon curled up. Bounce him out coming off the bench, Hughes. Paddled it down low. McCarron was stripped by McCarr. And Nick Waugh tips it along where Parker Kelly got it to center. Remember, this game was scoreless back in the first. Wild were kind of controlling things, but Parker Kelly got in uncontested on a little short break. And Volstead made a big stop. And now it's 4-1 Minnesota late in the second of Game 3. Hughes at the left point, holds the line. Swerved it around the net. Johansson cut past some trouble. Marcus Johansson tried to cycle it off. Partially broken up. Urov supported well. Gave it back to Johansson, right wing corner from low to high. Faber rifled a shot through traffic. Kick save Blackwood with his left pad. And Kelly drills a rebound ahead for Colorado. Johansson to Hughes. Under 90 seconds to go in the second. Hughes curls to his left. Rips a pass ahead that Urov was able to deflect in. Blackwood with his goal stick to Burns. A quick pass to O'Connor, who kept it coming, and now Kelly hits the red line, stare down by Spurgeon and Hunt. It's filtered in by Parker Kelly as the Avs change on the fly.
Yeah, Minnesota's doing a nice job taking away that time and space.
Hunt was run to the ditch by Burns, but a nice reverse sent Spurgeon ahead on the breakout, and now Jared Spurgeon gallops the loose puck for a moment, offensive zone, and he has to spin back, though, as he lost the handle. Landeskog through the neutral zone. McKinnon slow down, a sea of green there. But this will be an icing call in Minnesota. 52 seconds on the button left in period 2.
Well, good first period by Minnesota, good second period by Minnesota. And right now the face-off, as you mentioned, will be to the right of the Minnesota netminder. Jesper Valstead gets a well-deserved drink of water right now. Good team in front of him also is really paying attention to the detail, as the coach talks about all the time, how much the detail work really means with this hockey club. And they have played it the letter to the law.
Hartman with 3 to his left, Damon Hunt to his right, Landeskog on the draw for the Avalanche. Draw to the right of Volstead. Hartman leans in, won it back, and they're going to reset and do the face-off again. Of course.
We won the draw, that's why. Minnesota won the draw.
By the way, through 2 games, the face-off's dead even. In Game 1, the Wild won 63%. In Game 2, the Avalanche won 63%. Do the math, the other side with 37 in each game. Hartman wins this draw. Kaprizov scoops softly ahead. No icing here. Back is Taves. Kaprizov stops in front of the net of Blackwood as Devon Taves settles it down. Natchez on the flyby. Took it from Taves and turned it over. Hartman trying to trickle it loose for Kaprizov. Just couldn't connect. McKinnon off the right wing boards. Gave it away. Kaprizov stole the puck. Kaprizov darted in. Got cross-check. Penalty call.
Yeah, good call.
McKinnon's going to go to the box, I believe, for cross-checking Kaprizov after McKinnon turned that puck over.
This comes with 26.3 seconds remaining in the second period, and here's the call from the referee.
Colorado penalty number 29. 2-minute minor, cross-checking.
With that penalty at 19 minutes and 33 seconds.
2 power play goals on the night for Minnesota. Man advantage had been scuffling lately. First 2 goals in this series with the man advantage for Minnesota. Didn't have one in Game 6 against Dallas either, but didn't need it. A 5-2 win to close out the Stars. Draw to the right of Blackwood. Boldy thrown from the circle. Now Hartman in to take it. Hartman and Nelson on the draw. Brock Nelson, the Minnesota native. Off the face-off. Avalanche come up with it. They spike it down. Volstead with one hand pushes it into the wheelhouse of Hughes. 15 seconds to go on the second period game clock. Zuccarello in on side. Try to flick one in front. Stolen by Taves. Taves waits for Nichushkin. Try to play it into open ice. Hurrying to it, Zuccarello. Dying seconds of the frame. Back of the net they go. And that's going to take us to the second intermission. And a little pushing and shoving after the final horn in period 2.
Hit on his lip.
And we apologize for the TNT audio feed that is bleeding into our broadcast. It's also happening to the Avalanche on the radio side. It's out of our control. We're working on it. And if you hear Kenny Albert from time to time, as much as we love Kenny,
we like you better.
Your words, not mine. Through 40 minutes, the Wild have a 4-1 lead. And not a absolutely must-win like you're eliminated if you don't, but pretty much a must-win hockey game for the Wild against the top team in the regular season, and the Avalanche with 121 points and a 6-0 playoff record. Going down 3-0 to Colorado would be about as uphill as it gets. So, through 40, a good start in the first, followed up by a good second for Minnesota. They've got a 3-goal lead. Kevin Falness will chat with one of the Wild's Russian stars so far in this hockey game. That comes your way after this. It's Game 3. The Wild have a 3-goal lead after 40. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Cubs win the game. Wrigley Field is up for grabs.
As the daily drama of Major League Baseball unfolds, there's a channel dedicated to the conversation.
There's a lot of good going on for the Cubs offensively at this moment.
MLB Network Radio is the place for passionate, informed opinions on the stories that matter to you.
You don't want to face the Cubs right now. They play with their hair on fire.
Join the daily discussion on SiriusXM Channel 89 and the SiriusXM app.
Major League Soccer is back on SiriusXM FC.
There is so much talent in this league right now.
All the top matches.
Lionel Messi scores left foot.
Featuring the icons who will star in the World Cup.
And what a goal from Heung-min Son.
And those who have conquered it.
Thomas Muller, that was poetry in motion.
MLS is back and better than ever on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
There's nothing like playoff hockey, and nobody gets you closer to the ice than SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Our experts get you ready for each matchup.
The Edmonton Oilers can outscore any mistakes in this series.
And interviews with the league's heavy hitters.
John Cooper, head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I love listening to you guys in the morning.
It's hockey talk all day, and the top playoff games every night. Stay connected to the quest for the Cup on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Of all the players who were drafted in 2019, which player has scored the most goals in the fewest games? Cole Caulfield. Size does matter. You don't want a team of 5'9" defensemen. But scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in sports. And Cole Caulfield scores a lot of goals.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind wrist the line and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more, covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on SiriusXM FC 157.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound, Caulfield, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Saving equipment.
Down by the Wild locker room, Kevin Falness with Wild forward Yakov Trenin. Wild on top of the Avalanche 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Yakov, you guys said you wanted to play some better hockey going into Game 3. Mission accomplished. I know it's not done. You got the 3rd period left to play, but through 2 periods, I don't know that you guys could play much better. How have you seen it?
Yeah, I think our forecheck working. We force them to make mistakes. We rush the play, throw the puck away. Then we get possession, momentum, we earn power play, and special teams been good so far this game.
How big was the Faber goal? Right after McKinnon got the Avalanche on the board, you guys respond 20 seconds later. You were a big part of that. Your line got in on it. Faber gets the glory. How big was that goal?
It was a huge goal. Stop with momentum right away. Don't give the hopes in their head, so it was a big goal.
I know you guys don't care who's in goal. Both of them are great options, but it feels to me like Jesper Wallstedt looks calm, cool, and collected in that crease tonight. How good is it seeing him back in the net playing some good hockey?
He looks confident, looks dialed in, so it's good for us.
Last question for you. Playing with Vladimir Tarasenko, what's it mean to you? What's it like playing with number 91?
He's been dominant player for a while in the league, so it's a pleasure to play with him. It's a honor. He's a loud guy, always talking, small, what to do and everything. Always helps there.
I said last one more. You got a chance to play the body tonight. I know you guys love exacting your will, and that's especially you. That's your bread and butter. How much fun is it to get the body on someone and hearing the cheer from the fans?
Yeah, it's very different compared to play away game. Now, every hit, they scream and give us momentum, give us energy to make another one.
Great 2 periods. Go finish it off, all right?
Thank you.
There you go, big boy. Thank you. That is Yakov Trinian down by the Wild Locker Room for joining us in the intermission. We owe him a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Yakov Trinian through 2 periods, 5 hits delivered. One of the guys laying the lumber here as the Wild build up a 4-1 advantage. We'll take a break, and then when we continue, we got Tom Reed's hotline. Text us, 64686. Your questions are next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
Lakers look to shake off consecutive 18-point losses when they host the Thunder in Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals. The defending champion Thunder have dominated the Lakers, winning all 6 meetings so far this season. Catch all the action right now on NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Major League Soccer is back on Sirius XM FC.
There is so much talent in this league right now.
All the top matches.
Lionel Messi scores left foot.
Featuring the icons who will star in the World Cup.
And what a goal from Heung-min Son.
And those who have conquered it.
Thomas Muller, that was poetry in motion.
MLS is back and better than ever on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
There's nothing like playoff hockey, and nobody gets you closer to the ice than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Our experts get you ready for each matchup.
The Edmonton Oilers can outscore any mistakes in this series.
And interviews with the league's heavy hitters.
John Cooper, head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I love listening to you guys in the morning.
It's hockey talk all day, and the top playoff games every night. Stay connected to the quest for the cup on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
Just got tripped up. He went down hard. Penalty call coming. 3-on-2 for the Wild developing. Faber to Tarasenko. Left side a shot. They score! Brock Faber! Tarasenko shot. Hit Blackwood. Claimed off Faber. And the Wild get it right back.
McKinnon gets the Avalanche their first goal of the hockey game, but 20 seconds later, Brock Faber reconfirms that 3-goal cushion, his 4th of the playoffs. Wild lead the Avalanche 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Welcome to Tom Reed's hotline. Text us 64686. You could win a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Tom Reed's up in the Al Shaver press box. To me, Tom, those other 3 goals were great and all, and they helped build that 3-goal cushion for the Wild. But that quick answer by Brock Faber right now through 2 periods, the play of the game.
Yeah, how many times have I talked about when you get a goal, when you give up a goal and you get a goal within the very few seconds remaining after that goal. Anyway, it's a big lift for the team also because you're sitting on the bench thinking, oh, here we go again. But it didn't happen because it got that goal 20 seconds later, as you called it. All of a sudden now the energy on that bench lifts up tremendously. Minnesota has had 40 minutes of good, solid hockey. They've taken away a lot of the time and space of the Avalanche. They're not giving the Avalanche really much of a chance to really set up, and as a result of that, when the Avalanche have had those shots, the goaltender's been right there. I mean, there's a lot of credit has to go to the guy between the pipes because he gives his team a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and I said that to Jakub Trenyan. I mean, I don't think they care if it's Gustafsson or if it's Wallstedt, but tonight, the way Wallstedt is playing, man, he just looks calm, cool, and collected. On the other end of the ice, Scott Wedgwood chased from the game after those first 3 goals.
Yeah, and you wonder why they made the change. And I said to Joe, the fact that sometimes a goaltending change is made just to try to energize your team, and I think maybe that is exactly what Bedard was looking at. He was not looking so much at the goaltender as he was the team and how it was going to react to it. But I think Minnesota really stayed the course with what they had to do.
All right, let's jump into these questions. We'll go to this one from Alex. He's in Texas. Says if he wins, he's giving the gift card to his grandma. So good luck, Grandma. Good luck, Alex. He says the energy in this one feels way different tonight for Minnesota. Do you just chalk that up to the home ice advantage and the crowd behind them? Or what's leading to this wild, really good start through 40 minutes?
I think the fact they've had some rest. They've had a few games off, and the coaching staff has given them that time off. And when they've had to work on the ice, they've worked on the specialty teams. I mean, it's been very energized at Tree Arena. We are over there. We looked at the rink. We've watched those guys work out. But I think the rest really has certainly given Minnesota a chance to, get back into the mix that they're looking for and getting that opportunity to give 100% on the ice.
From the 641 area code, Tom, how about that Kirill Kaprizov doing what he does best, contributes in every area of the ice, especially here in Game 3. The 641 area code says he's so sick of so-called fans saying that Kirill Kaprizov is overpaid. Hashtag eat crow. How about Kirill Kaprizov these playoffs, Tom, and tonight especially?
Yeah, a goal and 2 assists here tonight. He's been a +2 in the evening. He's played over 14 minutes. He's had 3 of 6 shots have made their way to the net, and he just does what he has to do. He's also blocked the shot, and we're not asking him to be a shot blocker. We want him getting those points in the top end of things, but he's a star player. There's no question about it. And when you're a player, you're not thinking about how much money you're making and so on when you're on the ice. You're thinking about you compete to win, and that compete factor certainly is evident in all of the Minnesota Wild players tonight.
Definitely energized. From the 507 area code, Tom, what's the noise level like for you and Joe when calling a game like this? I know you guys have full headsets on, but is it difficult to hear each other when the crowd is roaring?
Yeah, of course it is, and we love it. We love the fact that we can, just looking the expression on our faces is that we look at each other after a goal is scored. Is joyous, and when they don't score and give up something, it's not that happy. But between here in the broadcast booth, but I will tell you, it's fun to be in a situation like this. Everyone, and there was a story in the Denver paper a couple of days ago how bad the Wild were, and they're done after Minnesota lost both games in Denver. The writers talking about these guys are finished. They're done like toast, and so and really cut down the team. And I'm sure a lot of the guys may have seen that article, although a lot of the guys don't even read the papers anymore because they're afraid they're going to make them angry. But I read it. It was not a nice article. I thought it was very derogatory on the part of the guy making those comments.
Sounds like Mike Haynes and Norm Jones back in 2003. They're wondering where they're going to go in the second round when they led that series 3-1. Yeah. Back come the Minnesota Wild, and they end up getting them in 7 games.
I remember game number 7 also. Listened to the radio broadcast team talking about where they're going to go when they go on the road. Where are we going to go for dinner? I said, guys, you haven't won yet. Oh, yeah, we're going to win. This is home game. Well, I looked over when Bruno scored that game-winning goal, and they wouldn't even look at me. I was waving. I was trying everything. Nothing. So, anyway.
All right, Tom, that'll do it for now. We'll talk to you here shortly.
Thank you, Kevin.
Tom Reed in the Al Shaver Press Box. Someone's going to get a text message, and with it will come a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. They're hooting and hollering all up and down West 7th, including at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub, because the Wild lead the Avalanche 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
The latest news of the night.
Svechnikov and now Hamilton. Back for Andre. He's in for a shot. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
And Hughes on the board in the first period, including a power play goal for Quinn Hughes. Wild led 2-0 after one period of play. Ryan Hartman on the power play early in the second makes it 3-0. Nathan McKinnon cuts into it with his fifth of the season on a power play. 13-11 of period number 2. That makes it 3-1, but just 20 seconds later, Brock Faber, a favorable bounce, puts it back behind Mackenzie Blackwood. Wild have built up a 4-1 lead after 2 periods of play. Thus far, of course, we talked about Scott Wedgwood getting the start. He's chased, giving up 3 goals on 12 shots. In comes Mackenzie Blackwood. He stopped 5 of the 6 he's faced. Jesper Wallstedt on the other end of the ice. 12 saves in the second, 21 saves through 2 periods. Wild lead the Avalanche 4-1 in St. Paul. And they're on the power play when we continue for about 90 seconds. Nathan McKinnon in the box for cross-checking. Wild 4, Avalanche 1. The third is next. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. Playoff hockey is built on teamwork, trust, and showing up when it matters most. From the pressure of the postseason to the work done every day behind the scenes. Archkey Solutions is a proud sponsor of the Minnesota Wild, and they bring that same mindset to the work they do across job sites nationwide. From the field to the office, they put people first, lead with safety, and invest in real opportunities to grow. Ready to build what matters? Power your career with Archkey. Apply today at archkey.com/wild.
Hey, why are you bowling wrapped in a blanket?
Oh, this? It's my Securian blanket. It's an unsubtle metaphor for the confidence I feel knowing I have smart insurance and retirement solutions from Securian Financial.
Okay, but what are you going to do about that 7-10 split?
I've got it covered.
Wrap yourself in the feeling of confidence. Learn more at Securian.com. Insurance issued by subsidiary companies. Securian Financial Services. Member FINRA. Not far away, but nothing close to ordinary. Grand Casino is right here, ready to surprise you with the ultimate staycation. With big games, better rewards, beautiful hotels, and entertainment catered to you. The thrills just never let up. So make the trip and feel it for yourself. Every mile leads to more at Grand Casino.
Take the leap. Make a splash. You want to keep up with your granddaughter. After all, she keeps you young. And a sore knee, back, or shoulder doesn't have to take that away. At TRIA, our physical therapists will help you treat whatever's holding you back. We use the latest therapy techniques and equipment to decrease pain and accelerate healing. With TRIA by your side, your body can do amazing things. Visit TRIA.com to make an appointment.
Buying stuff today can be kind of complicated. Scanning a QR code to order lunch, providing your email address to buy a tank top, entering your birthday to order a burrito. Come on. But thanks to Xcel Energy, you can buy LED lighting and save instantly without jumping through any hoops. No nonsense. Just instant savings. See how much you can save on Xcel Energy's selection of LED bulbs with instant rebates. Learn more at XcelEnergy.com/lighting deals.
The PGA Tour is back in Minnesota for its Northern Swing. The 3M Open returns to TPC Twin Cities in Blaine, July 20th through July 26th. Come to the 3M Open to see some of the best golfers in the world compete. Big drives, big shots, big putts with big stakes. Be a part of golf's Northern Swing at the 3M Open. Purchase tickets today at 3mopen.com. That's the number 3, the letter M, open.com. That's 3mopen.com.
It's the third period of Game 3. The Wild 4, the Avalanche 1. Minnesota trails the best of 7, 2 games to none. Joe O'Donnell, Tom Reed back here with you. Pretty good first 40 minutes, Tom. Not a lot to be displeased about if you're a Wild fan. How do they keep it rolling in the third?
Yeah, just play the same way. And I'm sure in that dressing room, coming out of that locker room for Minnesota, they're all jacked up here right now. They've got a nice lead here. They want to maintain that. What they don't want to do is give up an early goal, especially in this third period. They're down up by 3 right now. Hopefully they'll stay that way.
5-on-5 hockey to start the third. Wild from right to left on your radio dial. Avalanche from left to right. McCarr hammered one along. And no icing here. I'm not sure why. Oh, sorry. Colorado starts shorthanded. I forgot McKinnon took the minor. So, a Wild power play to start the third, leading 4-1. I'll get my act together at some point. Zuccarello to the back post. Kaprizov fumbled it, got it back, and by that time, Blackwood recovered to make the save. 3 points on the night for Kaprizov. Hughes to the high slot. One touch by Kaprizov, broken up, and the Avs steer it down.
Yeah, still 55 seconds to go with a man advantage for Minnesota.
Avalanche do have a shorthanded goal in this postseason. Here's a break for Hartman. Hartman shrieking in right side, leaned on, couldn't get a shot off. And Parker Kelly chips it off the glass and out through center. Volstead will come out to handle it, and now Boldy flicks it to Hughes. Quinn Hughes knifes his way ahead, drops it back for Boldy. Boldy over the offensive blue line, hands it back to Hartman, and this play is offside.
Well, that was a little questionable, but the linesman standing right there. And I'm looking at Kaprizov. He's looking at the lines like, what? But once the whistle goes, may as well stop because it's not going to change.
Wild power play with 2 goals through the first 40 minutes. 25 seconds left on this man advantage with McKinnon in the box as Burns swirls it down the ice off the face-off just outside the Avalanche defensive blue line. So here's Brock Faber from right to left on your radio dial, dropping it back for Johansson. Marcus Johansson in onside. In the right wing corner, played it up high for Faber, second unit on the ice for Minnesota. Comes back to Johansson. Goal line pass Tarasenko, center, Yurov, scores! No, they're going to say it at the crossbar.
Yeah, red light never came on.
Boy, Danila Yurov nearly had his first career Stanley Cup playoff goal. But he rang it off the iron. Here's McKinnon trying to shrink in. McKinnon cut in front. He ran out of room, and his shot then was stopped by the left pad of Volstead.
Yeah, got it to be a bad angle for McKinnon.
Yurov dug a puck free. Sent it open ice. A breakaway for Vladimir Tarasenko. Stopped by Blackwood as he tried to go 5-hole. Just over 2 minutes played in the third. Avalanche are back to full strength. They worked their way in. Natchez up high to Makar, a long shot into the belly of Volstead. Remember, those chances by the Wild in particular, should the Avalanche find some success in Game 3.
Well, they're saying if he could have buried that one, that would have been a heck of a goal for Minnesota to take the lead here by 4 goals. But unfortunately for him, the netminder at the other end had other ideas. Right now, the faceoff is going to be deep in the Minnesota zone. The left of Volstead.
Hartman and McKinnon on the faceoff. McKinnon flanked by Landeskog and Natchez. Puck one back to Makar. Now Natchez outside the left circle. Got it to Taves for a one-timer. Caught the glass, came off the end wall. Where a swat at it there. Handled by Volstead up against the post to his right. McKinnon protects the puck. Got it to Landeskog. His shot was blocked by Faber. And Zuccarello got dumped by Natchez, but was able to roll it ahead. No icing. McKinnon on the carryout. His pass grabbed by Natchez. Turned over at center. Kaprizov swiped it free for Hartman. Ryan Hartman lifts it along. It'll come in. Blackwood knocks it to his right. Kaprizov pressures. Bumping into Malinsky. Taves lost it. Here's Kaprizov swinging it around. Brock Faber taps up high. Zuccarello covering. At the right point, Matt Zuccarello, a long shot. Blackwood the save. Sturm kicked at the rebound and then couldn't get it off his skate blade to his tape and get it on net. Wild stay in business here. Right side, Zuccarello. Squeezing it down low for Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov carries up high. Handed the puck to Hughes. Deeper to the offensive zone, right side. Hughes stopped. Tried to shake along. Found Zuccarello. Flips it back of the net for Sturm. Nico Sturm. Watched carefully by Taves. Nico Sturm able to shake loose. Hounds it back to the left point. Hughes. Filtered along. Faber. A shot for a tip in front that ricocheted wide. Sturm to the carom. Good shift by the Wild. Sturm pins it up. Connects with Marcus Foligno. Checked off the puck. Natchez at the end of a long shift. Leaks it ahead. Nelson rattles it in from center as the Avs finish a line change. It's Hughes back to play it off the right wing glass and safely ahead. Blankenberg for Colorado. Up ice. It tips. Hustling to it, Faber. Nichushkin, though, beat him there. Nichushkin spun. His pass was blocked by McCarron. Lehkonen wrapped up in the corner now by Jake Middleton. All this to the left of Volstead. 4 minutes expired time in the third. It's Game 3. The Wild have a 4-1 lead at home. Game 4 is Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. Kadri steals deep in Minnesota ice. Flipped it up high, Blankenberg, D-to-D. The veteran Brent Burns, a long shot tip, punched away by Volstead on that redirect in front. Kadri now for Colorado. Serves it around the Wild end wall. Lehkonen kept it coming. A shot was blocked. Nichushkin got to it. Couldn't get a second chance free. Desperation by the Wild defensively, and Marcus Foligno chops the center.
And watch it right now. Colorado trying to be a little more physical here in the third period.
Blankenberg, a right wing pass. Nick Wild, full head of steam. Over the Wild blue line. Found a man right side. Ross Colton, he overskated. And Danila Yurov paddles to neutral ice. Makar picks it up. Immediately spins to go north from the red line. Able to rim it in. Back is Bogosian, ajarred around his end glass. Left wing side. From the Wild's defensive perspective. Yurov tied up his man. Boldy dug it loose. Sends it back to Hunt. A quick pass right side. Bogosian carries the Wild ahead. And sends it in from the neutral zone. Boldy, the first man there on the forecheck. Hounded by Waugh. Back of the net, a pass for Marcus Johansson exploded away. Brett Kulak for the Avalanche defense out to his left. Got it to center. Bogosian picked Ross Colton's pocket and will send Johansson back in onside. A drop pass for Hughes. Left circle, a shot that rose up and out of play.
Good quick release by Hughes also coming down that left side there. Takes a wrist shot, but it deflects into the netting, and they'll get the stoppage of play, and the face-off will stay deep in the Colorado zone. Shots right now 24-21 in favor of the visitors, but they are trailing 4-1 in this hockey game here in the third period.
The Wild won Game 4 and Game 6 against the Stars, both on home ice. So consecutive wins at home this playoff year for the Wild. The last time they won back-to-back home playoff games in the same playoff year, 2014.
Wow.
When they won 5 straight, including 3 against the Avalanche. In that series we spoke about earlier where the Wild trailed 2-0, came home, evened it up, eventually 1-7. Faber Arister off the draw, paddled away by Blackwood. Kaprizov to the rebound, cuts around the net of Mackenzie Blackwood. Kaprizov shakes away for a moment from Taves, spins back in the left wing corner. Kirill Kaprizov protecting this puck. Mohawking back down low. Taves sent him down to the ice. Kaprizov gets back up, somehow maintained puck possession, and was able to sneak it loose for Hartman. Hartman behind the cage, banked it up top. Faber, a hurried shot, tip. Blackwood the save. And he's on top of it.
Boy, quick release also by Faber on that right point position. Kicked the pass there and just right on the net also. And getting those shots right to the net, you're looking for a tipping, you're looking for a rebound. Minnesota is not letting up here early on in the third period.
Tom, we talk so much about Kaprizov. What separates him from some of the other elite players he's compared to? It's that type of sequence where he just hounds the puck, will not give it up, and eventually makes a play out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of the stars of the game. There's a reason he gets big contracts also, because he produces, and that's what you're looking for. And you look at a guy like Quinn Hughes also, what he brings to the table. This team right now is playing as a team, and it's fun to watch it. Minnesota really seems to be winning in all the different categories right now.
McCarron and Nelson on the face-off. Brock Nelson, just 2 playoff goals and an Avalanche sweater in 13 games prior to this one. Last year's playoffs, which ended in a 7-game loss to the Stars, in the contest he's played here in 2026. He had 33 goals in the regular season. Nelson here looking for Lehkonen. His chance batted away by Hughes in tight. Right wing corner McCarron used the ice beneath them to get away from immediate trouble. Now near the goal line to the right of Volstead, the 2 teams battle for it. Nichushkin emerged, lofted it up top. Burns, a long shot, gloved and held by Volstead, and we've got a timeout on the ice. Some rough stuff here between Nichushkin and McCarron after the whistle. Officials separate them. It's a 3-goal lead for the Wild with 13:41 to go in regulation. 4-1 Minnesota in front in Game 3. Here on home ice, you're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
The PGA Championship is coming, and you can hear it on Sirius XM.
Feeding down toward the cup. He made it! He made it!
Can Rory McIlroy win his 2nd consecutive major?
I think Scotty's just been sort of head and shoulders above the rest of us. But yeah, this does my confidence a world of good.
Or will defending champion Scotty Scheffler win his 1st major of the season?
Scotty Scheffler is a PGA champion!
PGA Tour Radio is previewing the PGA Championship on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Major League Soccer is back on Sirius XM FC.
There is so much talent in this league right now.
All the top matches.
Lionel Messi scores left foot!
Featuring the icons who will star in the World Cup.
And what a goal from Hung Min song.
And those who have conquered it.
That was poetry in motion.
MLS is back and better than ever on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Coolius.
Of all the players who were drafted in 2019, which player has scored the most goals in the fewest games? Cole Caulfield. Size does matter. You don't want a team of 5'9" defensemen. But scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in sports. And Cole Caulfield scores a lot of goals.
The Power Play with Steve Coolius. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Season starts with season ticket membership, priority playoff tickets, exclusive pricing, and a front row seat to hockey history. Become a season ticket member today at wild.com/forever. Right now, the face-off deep in the Minnesota zone to the right of Jesper Wallstedt, who's been a strength for Minnesota, as the entire team has been against Colorado in game number 3. Colorado leads the series 2-0 coming into this one. But they've had a fight on their hands, certainly, in the first game here in St. Paul in this contest.
Landeskog got the draw back to Taves. 6-game point streak now for Landeskog, including his assist on the McKinnon power play goal back in the second. McKinnon center. Kaprizov cut it off, spiked it into open ice, and boy, Zuccarello was hoping for it. It was swept away. Here is Kaprizov now stepping in onside. Kaprizov protects the puck right wing wall, spun, lost it for a moment, but the Wild slash it back down low. Landeskog. Gabriel Landeskog feeds it left wing side. Taves to Natchez. Natchez for Jack Drury, part of the Mikko Rantanen trade last year. Drury peels it to the point. Makar works his way in, tried to center. It's chiseled away by the Wild. Zuccarello couldn't get it out. Brock Faber right side, absorbed the check. Danila Yurov there to pick up the loose puck and pound it out to center. Boy, the Avs look like they had too many men on the ice there. Back in onside they come. Parker Kelly's long wrister, punched away by Wallstedt. It's played to the point now. Burns a hurried shot. That tipped wide. Tarasenko, right wing corner, steers it ahead. Trenyon bumped into Kelly. Kelly forced it to Drury. Bounces right back to Parker Kelly. Side angle shot. Knocked away by Wallstedt up against the post to his right. 12 and a half minutes to go in the third. Burns at the right point. A long drive. Blocked by Trenyon. Galloping to it, Spurgeon. Sent it off to Dasher. Wild here struggling to get a whistle or a clear. It's a long drive by Drury. Fended away by Wallstedt. Avalanche back on it again. Molinsky sent it behind the Wild net. Hunt lobbed it free, and a tip by Tarasenko finds Trenyon, who cuts through neutral ice, bursts ahead. Yakov Trenyon with the Wild changing, just takes the puck back out to the neutral zone and finds Jake Middleton.
Yeah, good defensive play by Trenyon.
Middleton up ice. Nico Sturm got a chunk of it. It's fired back by the Avs. Middleton able to swing it along. Zach Bogosian angled it ahead. Sturm muscles his way past some trouble for a moment. Marcus Foligno follows it up. A puck battle by the Avalanche bench just inside the offensive blue line. Nick Foligno emerged. Sent one to Marcus Foligno in tight for a shot. And his younger brother misfired in tight. Blankenberg the other way for Colorado. Bounced it off the Dasher. Ricochets around. Sturm picks it up. Twists to his left. Slaps it to Marcus Foligno. Blankenberg took a run at him. Nick Waugh gave it away at center then for Colorado as they had it momentarily. And now it's the Foligno brothers to connect on a rink-wide pass where Nick will steer it down low. McCarron try to run Blankenberg. Marcus Foligno finished his hit. To the loose puck is Boldy. Boldy spins left wing side, fresh off the bench. He got it to Hughes. Hughes to Faber, who works in right side and flipped it back of the net. Charging to it is Hughes. Shifted away from the pressure of Waugh and rolled it back down behind the cage for McCarron. McCarron's got a helper in this game. He'll find Boldy. Boldy dancing to the glove side of Blackwood. Matt Boldy works it up high. Hughes with a shot blocked down in front. A loose stick on the ice is that of Brett Kulak, the Avalanche defenseman, as the Wild keep him with Boldy. Flipping it along for Hughes. Good shift by the Wild, spending some zone time. Hughes rimmed it around the cage. McCarron gobbles it up. Twisted it to Boldy. Boldy back to McCarron. Once more Boldy. Pounded to the point for Hughes. Right through the high slot. Found Faber, right circle. Faber, a sharp angle try. Hit the outside of the net. Faber to his own rebound. Now to Marcus Johansson. Avalanche with some tired players out here as the Wild change and maintain puck possession. Boldy still out there. Dances with it right wing side. Connected with Hartman. Hartman has Johansson going to the back post. He ricocheted one in front. It bounced around. Johansson to Faber. He'll toss it off left side. Kaprizov. Able to join this rush and get hogtied by Nelson. Kaprizov won the battle for a moment. Nick Waugh finally safely through center ice as the Avs trying to race off on a change. Right back in come the Wild. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, Joe, Minnesota winning all those little battles right now. Around the boards, on the ice.
Shot by Hunt, hammered wide. Pinching to it, Zuccarello. It's shipped past him. Hunt able to step in and keep the Wild alive for a moment. Finally, Landeskog with 9:40 to go. That was a long shift in the offensive zone. Here's McCarr darting in. Cale McCarr around the net of Volstead. Coming out left circle. Took a shot. Blocked in front by Hunt, who gets a quick little pat from Zuccarello. And then Volstead, as the young netminer jumped on top of that trickling puck, as Hunt sacrificed and kept McCarr from a scoring chance.
Yeah, he sure did. And right now he's just walking down in the runway there just a little bit. He took that shot. He's going to walk it off a little bit right now. But what a nice game by Hunt.
I'm glad that he's able to walk it off, but I hope he comes back.
Yep.
I don't like when those guys go down the tunnel after a shot block. The Wild have had some bad luck in the playoffs so far. 9:29 to go. It's Game 3. The Wild 4, the Avalanche 1. Back after this, you're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Wake up at 5. Lace up their skates. You want to see them win state. After all, that's all your kid dreams about. And a strain, sprain, or break doesn't have to take that away. Tria Orthopedic Urgent Care is here for them 7 days a week with no appointment needed. And with Save My Spot, you can reserve your place in line and show up closer to check-in time. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things. Visit tria.com/SaveMySpot to learn more.
Xcel Energy's home energy squad experts love helping you save energy. It makes their day to weather strip a door. Setting up a new smart thermostat is real high-five material. They have dreams about upgrading your light bulbs to LEDs. And installing a more efficient shower head is actually one of their love languages. Let the experts who love to help you save energy help you save money. Make an appointment at excelenergy.com/squad with free installation of eligible energy-saving equipment.
Pentair scoreboard update, playoff style.
Only one other game tonight, and it was the Hurricanes finishing off the sweep of the Philadelphia Flyers. Jackson Blake scored twice, including the overtime game winner. 8 games, 8 wins for the Hurricanes with back-to-back sweeps. They're off to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you're just joining us and you don't know, Game 4, 5, and 6 start times have been set for the Wild and the Avalanche. Monday night, 6:45 pregame on most of these same stations. 7 o'clock puck drop on Wednesday and Friday as well. That's it for now. Back to Joe and Tom.
Yeah, a lot of fun here right now in St. Paul, no question. But it's amazing how this team is playing right now. This team is playing as a team right now, playing for each other, getting solid goaltending. The confidence is there and has not missed a beat yet.
John Hines talked about how hungry the team was after the 3 days off. Thought it was good for them to get a little bit of a break, catch their breath. It was a quick turnaround mentally after the Dallas series, according to the Wild head coach. And they played like it here tonight. Faber from right to left on your radio dial with a pass that Hartman tips in at the offensive blue line. Zuccarello and Taves come together to left of Blackwood deep in Colorado ice. Kaprizov won the puck battle from Landeskog. Came out with a tough angle shot. Blackwood the save. Rebound in the slot. And the Avs trickle it free. Landeskog closed on by Faber, so he lofts it in.
My Faber is such a gifted skater also. He can close that gap in a hurry.
Think about all the odd man rushes the Avs had in Game 1. Less in Game 2, even fewer in Game 3. Trenyon went face first into the glass as he was trying to lay a ferocious hit deep in Avalanche ice. Spurgeon in the neutral zone, skies it ahead. Back are the Avs. Onto the tape of Nelson. He'll find the trailer to Chushkin, hounded by Europe. Not a lot of time and space there, so he ripped it around for Lehkonen. Shoved by Damon Hunt, taken off the puck. Nice to see Hunt back after that shot block moments ago.
Yeah, he's had a nice game also, sitting in the sideline so often. He's energized, no question about that.
Here's Tarasenko in the slot off a steal, trying to lace it down low. Trenyon then banked it off the netminer Blackwood. It's gathered eventually by Lehkonen and fired through center. It'll ricochet all the way down to be an icing call on Colorado. 8:03 to go. And Tom, let's talk about Damon Hunt for a minute. Originally drafted by the Wild, part of the David Jiricek trade. The Blue Jackets then put him on waivers early this season. The Wild reclaim him. Eventually they sent Jiricek to Philadelphia. They gave up a lot to get Jiricek, but at least they got Hunt back eventually.
Yeah, they did. He has really played well. He's been a real good soldier also, being on the sidelines so long, but he gets a chance to play right now, and he certainly is not disappointed anybody.
McCarron, Johansson, Boldy, Middleton, and Bogosian for the Wild. 8:03 left. Shots are 30-25 Avalanche. Wild have never trailed in this game. As Bogosian loads and fires one off the end glass from a right point opportunity there off the one draw. Colorado skies to center. Bogosian played it ahead. Kulak just by the Wild bench trying to skip it in. Blocked by Johansson, who battles against two Avalanche players. There's been a lot of that in this hockey game, Tom. These puck battles, the extra efforts by Minnesota skaters.
Yeah, that's what I said a little bit earlier. Also, the compete factors here, but also the battles. Minnesota's winning all those battles and certainly has had better possession of the puck in this game than the Avalanche have had.
Sam Malinsky skates up ice. Marcus Foligno took a run at him as Hunt blistered it around his end boards. Coming up with it for a moment, but losing the handle was Kadri, and Marcus Foligno steers at the center where Nico Sturm hits the red line, checked by Ross Colton, able to chisel it in. Back is Brent Burns. Burns sent it around the boards. Nico Sturm cut it off for a moment. Now Sturm back of the net. Out of the Avalanche zone, Sturm hands it to the point. Spurgeon, a right circle shot blocked by Kadri. He'll skate to it left side. Marcus Foligno hammered into him as it's sent to center. Hunt quickly ahead. Nick Foligno jars it in. Blackwood out. And now Malinsky hit by Marcus Foligno. Snapped around the board, turned over. A quick shot by Urhoff was blocked. Off that giveaway on the forecheck. Brock Faber holds the blue line. Wild getting some fresh bodies out. Faber skates across the stripe. Activates left wing side. Flipped it back up top for Hughes. Hughes watched by Nick Waugh. Hughes cut past Waugh. Left circle. He's in alone. Threw one to the back post. And Urhoff jammed it wide and tight. Under 6.5 to go in regulation. Urhoff, who's had so many good scoring chances in this postseason. He'll work it up high for Faber. Faber a wrister, and that's blockered away by Blackwood. Tarasenko to the rebound. Boy, the Wild simply tiring out the Avs here in the third. Colorado chips ahead. Wow. To Parker Kelly. Late help coming. Jack Drury off the rush. Cut through the slot. His chance tipped out of play.
Joey, look at the shots right now. Shots are 34-15 in favor of Minnesota. Minnesota's come to play a physical game, and they've done exactly that.
5:50, well, the clock's running here, which is a good thing for the Wild. They haven't halted it yet. I don't know when they're going to stop it. 5:42, 5:41.
Keep it running.
We'll be at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub in no time. They'll fix it, I'm sure. Just under 6 minutes left. Our final timeout of the third. The Wild 4, the Avalanche 1. Running clock like a youth hockey game.
And it's still running.
We're back after this. You're listening to Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, you need a team that delivers every time. That's why the pros trust Metropolitan Gravel Company, the preferred aggregate transportation provider of the Minnesota Wild. From construction sites to major infrastructure projects, Metropolitan Gravel Company moves the materials that keep Minnesota building strong. Fast, dependable, built on hard work, just like hockey in the state of hockey. Visit MetroGravel.com for more information. MetroGravel.com, driving up the standard of excellence.
The Minnesota Wild advanced to round 2. We get to play the Avalanche, another top team in the league. They say avalanches are dangerous. You don't want to get trapped in one. Well, whoever said that's never been to the state of hockey. Here in Minnesota, no matter how much snow we get, we always dig out. So grab the shovel, Wild fans. Get your playoff tickets now at wild.com/playoffs.
Campers, it's Jan from Toyota. This summer, we're headed to Camp Toyota, and the fun starts now. We're kicking things off by kicking up mud. Jump in, campers. We're going off-roading in a 4Runner. Next, we're heading to the hot springs in a RAV4. And finally, park your Tundras and Tacomas around the campfire because we're roasting marshmallows. Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, you look at the scoreboard right now, 4-1 in favor of Minnesota with 5:59 to go here in period number 3. And one thing I like, Joel, I just said a few moments ago, the hits in this game, Minnesota has really out-hit the opposition. Minnesota's had 38 hits now to 22 on the other side. One of the writers in Denver wrote a scathing article about the Wild the other day. Said this series is done after 2 games. You can pack your bags and go home. They have nothing with that team. They're weak. They're And nice article. Way to go, guy. Apparently, a guy who's never put a pair of skates on in his life.
Well, the Wild have been using the Believe motto in this postseason, a la Ted Lasso. If you're a fan of that show. Soda Stick made the T-shirts as McCarr for the Avs through the high slot, stops, shoots one, tipped wide, came off the end glass. McKinnon batted at it. It's kept in by McCarr. 5:40 to go. Now Taves left point to Natchez, quickly back to Devon Taves. A shot down low for McKinnon, who's center, broken up. Again, a good stick by the Wild. Landeskog couldn't get it through the traffic. And towards the net of Alstead, Kaprizov in the neutral zone. Flicked it off the dasher. Hartman tried to pull it back for Faber. That pass didn't connect. Alstead out to move it. And Brock Faber quickly along to Hughes. Snapped back to Faber at his own right circle. Wild content to kill some clock here as Faber, right wing side, hacks it ahead. And it's shoved off the boards and in by Zuccarello. Ratcheting it along with his goal stick was Blackwood, knocked down by Zuccarello. As the Wally chants start here at Grand Casino Arena, Marcus Johansson flings it in from center. Puck left the playing surface. And we've got a whistle for 58 to go.
Yeah, I think the face-off is going to be outside the defensive zone of the Avalanche right now. Shots 31-25, and Minnesota, I mean, you don't know my mind, Joe, that they were certainly geared up. And I think those 3 days off they had with practice, and the guys like to, in playoff competition, you want to be near the ice. You want to be on the ice, even if you're not playing that day, or it's a day off, you still come to the rink because you're excited about being here.
John Hines told me this afternoon they need to check fast in this game. And they have certainly done that, taking away time and space from the Avalanche throughout most of this contest. Nichushkin tried to sweep it in. Bogosian knocked it down. Here's Tarasenko banking it along indirectly for Trenyon, who steps in onside and just squeezed it in the left wing corner. Late whistle here. They're going to call this offside on the Wild.
And that's going to, the face-off is going to be outside the defensive zone of the Avalanche once again.
Another thing John Hines talked about was making the Avalanche defend here in Game 3. And boy, have the Wild done that.
Yeah, they certainly have.
Again, he liked his team's game a lot more in Game 2, but couldn't get the result, a 5-2 loss. Clearly shaking it off, knowing that, again, sort of that one game at a time mantra in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Nick Waugh knocked this puck out through center. Bogosian able to steer it to the left wing side. Middleton nudged it ahead. Trenyon there with Urov. It's flipped along for a moment. Waugh there. Puck battle. Chopped into the Wild zone. Logan O'Connor tries to come up with it. Middleton closed on him. Bogosian finished his hit on Kelly. O'Connor, center to left circle shot. Stopped by Volstad, reaching out. Made a great save. Out of the rebound, Urov just angles to center. Burns back with a pass to Nick Waugh. Waugh, one of their trade deadline acquisitions, motored it along. Logan O'Connor sent it in. Faber took a hit up high, deep in his own zone. Bogosian skates around the Wild net, fired it off the boards, held in by Natchez, who jarred it in front, knocked away by the skates of Faber, and Trenyon off the glass left side, safely ahead for Boldy. Boldy just saucers it along as we near 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. A 3-goal lead for the Wild in Game 3. There goes Blackwood to the bench for the extra attacker. Volstead gloved down that puck. Faber lifted it around the boards and got it to center as Landeskog took a healthy run it in. Empty net for the Avalanche. Colorado with an empty net goal in each of the first 2 games of the series. Landeskog turned it over. Faber at his own left circle. Didn't want to go D-to-D through a slot, so he played off the end wall to the captain Spurgeon, who flicks it ahead. Boldy got a piece of it. Avalanche touch it next in their own slot. McCarr. Onto the tape of Kadri. Kadri gains the red line. Rims it in from there. Picking it up, Kaprizov right side, wristing one of the empty net. He's going to miss by several feet. And icing on the Wild with 2:57 to go, leading Game 3, 4-1 at home.
Well, never miss a beat with the Minnesota Wild. Get team news, player highlights, ticket alerts, game day details, and everything Wild right at your fingertips. Sign up now at wild.com/stay connected. And this team really, and I refer to the Wild, has really been connected in this game. They have done a great job. The only area that faltered a little bit was in the face-off circle, but they made up for it by scoring 4 of the 5 goals in this hockey game to have the lead here with 2:57 to go in the third.
Empty net still for Colorado. They come up with the puck off the draw. McKinnon had it blocked. Nathan McKinnon Stripped on the stick check momentarily by Kaprizov. Kadri tried to fire it down low. Brock Nelson couldn't come up with it, trying to glove it down. Left wing side, Kaprizov on a second effort, slides it all the way down. Another icing call on Minnesota. While we have a quick break, want to send our congratulations to the Riebel family, Haley and Jackson, with the newest member, B. Helen Riebel. 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 20 and a half inches. Born early this morning, May the 9th, and she's going to be 1-0 as a Wild fan.
That she will be. Well, congratulations to the entire family, and how much fun is that going to be, and who's going to get all the sleep.
And they're allegedly listening to the broadcast. Kaprizov to the empty net, had a shot blocked by Makar, and ends up in the Avalanche bench. 2:26 to go.
Yeah, I think both teams right now just want to get this game over, but I think that Minnesota will be able to relax in that locker room and enjoy it, because in a couple more days they're going to be right back on the ice again. A lot of people thought Minnesota would just sit back and do nothing, but they have bounced back after being down 2-0 in the series. They're going to make it a 2-1 series, and Minnesota will have the next game right here in St. Paul.
Wild 5-4 in game threes when trailing 2-0. In that 2014 series we spoke of, when the Wild rallied from the 2-0 deficit, their only series win to come back and eventually move on. It was a 1-0 win in overtime in this building. Mikhail Granlund had the overtime winner. Landeskog darts in. Blackwood had gone back between the plays for a moment. Now he returns to the Avalanche bench. Extra skater again on the ice for Colorado with $1:58 to go. Makar at center point. Left side, Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon a shot. Knocked it round in front. Volstead made at least one save in tight with Nelson in his goal mouth. Now Hartman right side outlets. Boldy. Matt Boldy cuts past the check. Frisbee along. Kaprizov in on side. He missed. McKinnon bothered by Kaprizov. Nelson rolls it rink wide. Left wing boards Kadri. A drop pass Natchez, and this play is offside. Boy, Kaprizov. He's not going to like that, Tom. Boldy's smiling, gives him a little tap, but Kaprizov smashed his stick into the boards.
Well, they'll on the practice tomorrow, they'll come out and show him how he missed the net again. Yeah. Here's how you did this. Always a little bit of humor in some of those situations. Very few fans leaving the building at this point. Also, Joe, you look down here, they're still in their seats. They're still waving the white flags. And they're not in surrender, believe me.
I heard downtown St. Paul is a bit of a zoo right now, so I don't know where they're going to go if they do leave early.
I got a couple
right into
places.
more chaos. Well, you've got one place in mind.
I know where I'm going.
92 seconds left. We know Game 4 is Monday, and we know this much now. Barring a miracle from the Avalanche, we're going to have a Game 5 Wednesday back in Denver, no matter what happens Monday night.
Well, one destination for everything playoffs, tickets, game day information, series updates, and much more, all at your fingertips. Visit wild.com/playoffs, and that's where we are right now in the playoffs, and face-off is going to take place here. Well, the officials having a little talk also at the same time, but face-off will be in front of the Minnesota bench.
92 seconds to play. Avalanche used their timeout.
And now Minnesota wants to help their goaltender also, so they don't want to give up anything. It'd be nice to get another goal, sure, in the open net, but respect your goaltender, too. He's been absolutely terrific for Minnesota in this contest.
32 saves so far for Volstead. A tip in by Kadri. Volstead out with his goal stick set up for Faber. Absorbed in from Landeskog. Back of the net. Spurgeon took Natchez down. Landeskog was nearby. Here's McKinnon, a long wrister, deflected wide in front. Faber had his stick lifted, couldn't clear. It comes back to McKinnon outside the left circle. Cuts across the ice, got it to Natchez, fanned on a one-timer. Boldy crushed it around his end glass. Kaprizov trying to tip it free, couldn't. McKinnon was there waiting. McKinnon a side angle offering, that went wide. Final minute of the third in Game 3 as Boldy clears the center on his backhand. Makar on the reset. On the tape of Kadri. Stuffed back from Makar and twisted along for Natchez, who finds the red line and floats it in. Hustling backward, Spurgeon. McKinnon hounds him. A centering pass came free in front. And it was shoveled wide and tight as Kadri got knocked down. McKinnon stays on it, left wing corner. Up high it comes Natchez with a sea of traffic around Volstead. Worked it to McKinnon, who tried to slap it to the slot. Partially broken up by the Wild. McKinnon's got it again. To the point, Makar. 27 seconds left in Game 3. Makar shot blocked by Kaprizov. Not cleared, though, by Hartman. It's held in. Left circle. A shot by Natchez. Fought off Moved by Volstead. He got the rebound from Kadri as well. McCarr down the left side, a drive. Flubbed by Natchez. McKinnon tries to center. Swatted around in the slot, not cleared. McCarr down left side, a shot. Blocked out in front by Spurgeon. Another drive. This one by Kadri was blocked. Bowled into the empty net. Scores! Matt Boldy from long range. After absolute chaos in the Wild Zone, Minnesota's got a 5-1 lead, and that's going to seal the deal.
Well, Boldy likes those empty net goals. There's no question about it. He's had a ton of them, but I was watching also Minnesota netminder. Volstead looked like he was doing a somersault after that last goal, kind of rolling in the ice.
Tripped on a loose stick, or one of his teammates. He got tangled up. And you're right, it was a little bit of gymnastics back there for the man they call Wally, as Boldy was lifting it from long range into the wide open net.
Great effort by Minnesota. 5-1. Shots 35-26 in favor of the Avalanche, but Minnesota had the team tonight.
Game 3 in the books. The Wild respond in a big way. And they trail the best of 7, 2 games to 1. After a 5-1 win at home, their third straight on home ice this playoff year. And the home team still perfect in this best of 7 game 4 coming Monday night here at St. Paul.
Yeah, that goal by Boldy. That's his 7th goal of the season, also the playoff season. Brock Faber picks up another assist. That's number 5 for him. And this team played as a team tonight, Joe. There's no question in my mind that they were the better team here tonight by a long shot. And everyone taking part in the occasion, the joyous occasion, as they go to center ice right now and kind of give the victory wave to their fans who have certainly stayed in this building to watch this moment.
The Wild starting to head off the ice now. And this place, if you thought it was loud tonight, wait till Monday with a chance to even up the series. 3 points from Faber, 3 points from Kaprizov, Zuccarello a couple of assists, Hughes a goal and assist, Hartman and Boldy also finding the back of the net in this hockey game as the Wild win it by a score of 5-1, and the Avalanche have suffered their first loss of the postseason. They dropped to 6-1, and we'll see what decision Jared Bednar wants to make as far as their starting goaltender heading into Game 4 after Wedgwood was pulled with Colorado down 3-0. Again, at the time you mentioned, I thought it was spot on, probably more than anything, trying to get his team going, not so much faulting his netminder.
Yeah, you have to look at Minnesota's netminder also. Jesper Wallstedt in this game stopped 21 out of the 22 shots that came his way. So that was a big win for Minnesota. The energy level, the team cohesiveness in this game, like playing together, Joe, I mean, it was tremendous. They won the battles. The heart was there for everyone tonight. They knew what they had to do, and they did it in fashion.
The 3 stars being announced by Adam Abrams. Third star was Volstead. Second star, Quinn Hughes. The Hughes brothers in the barn tonight. Luke and Jack here to watch Quinn inch a little bit closer as they get their 5th win of the postseason. And Kirill Kaprizov, boy, was he good tonight. A 3-point game, including his franchise-leading 19th career playoff goal, scoring in back-to-back games now, points in all 3 games against the Avs. And Kirill Kaprizov throws his stick to a young fan wearing a 97 jersey. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it really is. And look at Kaprizov also. He mentioned the 3 points, but he was a +3 in this hockey game also. He played 23 minutes and 27 seconds. He had a total of 12 attempts with shots on net, of which 4 found their way to the netminder. But Minnesota they won in every area except for faceoffs tonight, and they responded when they lost faceoff. They responded in a very positive way. But this was a good effort by Minnesota. Now they've got to repeat that effort come Monday night at 7 o'clock.
Volstead, 34 saves. The Wild win it going away. 2-0 lead after 20. Tacked on 2 more in the second period. And let's not forget how big the goal by Faber was, driving the net. Rebound from Tarasenko, shot clanged off Faber and found Paydirt. That was just 20 seconds after the Avs thought they had some life on the power play goal by McKinnon. And then in the third, the empty netter late by the Wild to seal up a 5-1 win as Boldy gets his 7th of the Stanley Cup playoffs. That is going to do it for this portion of tonight's broadcast. My thanks to Zach Halverson, our engineer in the Al Shaver press box. The executive producer of Wild Hockey on your radio is Kevin Fulnes. We thank him as always for a great job. And Alexis Huss, down in the bowels of Grand Casino Arena. Always a pleasure. We thank her for an excellent job here tonight. For Tom Reed, I am Joe O'Donnell signing off. Thanks as always for listening. We've got a series. Monday night, Game 4. As the Wild beat the Avs tonight 5-1. They trail the best of 7, 2-1. And we hope you can tune in Monday night. This place should be rocking. Kaprizov leads the way with 3 points. Minnesota, first win of the series. We'll catch you Monday night. Till then, we encourage you to stick around for the post-game show. Comes your way next. 5-1 win for the Wild in Game 3. This is Wild Hockey presented by Grand Casino.
Thanks for listening to Wild Hockey on your radio. Don't go anywhere. The Grand Casino postgame show is next, including John Hines' postgame comments. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Not far away, but nothing close to ordinary. Grand Casino is right here, ready to surprise you with the ultimate staycation. With big games, better rewards, beautiful hotels, and entertainment catered to you. The thrills just never let up. So make the trip and feel it for yourself. Every mile leads to more at Grand Casino.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Welcome to Old National Bank. Is that a suit of bubble wrap?
Hi. Yeah, I'm all about protecting myself and my finances. I understand Old National takes protection seriously.
You bet. We protect you with advanced fraud monitoring and secure digital banking to protect you today, and dedicated personal bankers to protect your tomorrow.
I'm impressed.
So bubble wrap, huh?
Yeah, came with my couch.
Financial protection for today and tomorrow. Old National Bank. Just another reason to get old. Member FDIC.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, and now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
To the second round.
Back in, he scores! Tarasenko!
Welcome to the Grand Casino postgame show.
A thing of beauty with one hand, he tucked it home.
The Grand Casino postgame show is presented in part by
Grand Casino, where Minnesota comes to play. Visit grandcasino.com to plan your next visit. Your local Toyota dealers. By BMO. Pentair. By Acrosure. And by the Minnesota Wild Podcast. Get your daily Wild audio fix at wild.com/podcast.
Foligno in, made a move to his backhand, he scores! Marcus Foligno shorthanded!
Coming up, a full recap of the game, including all the highlights, interviews, and more. Plus,
This is John Hines. My postgame comments are next. To get things started with the Grand Casino postgame show, here's Kevin Fulnes.
Circle, a shot by Natchez. Fought off by Volstead. He got the rebound from Kadri as well. McCarr down the left side, a drive. Flip by Natchez. McKinnon tries to center. Swatted around in the slot, not cleared. McCarr down left side, a shot. Blocked down in front by Spurgeon. Another drive. This one by Kadri was blocked. Boldy to the empty net. Scores! Matt Boldy
the big bad Colorado Avalanche after all. The Wild 5, Avalanche 1, while they're in this series. Welcome to the postgame show. Kevin Fallness downstairs in the Bob Kurtz Radio Center. Tom Reed upstairs in the Al Shaver press box after a 5-1 win in Game 3. Tom, we expected the Wild to have a response and getting back on home ice, but I don't think anyone expected this big of a response. What a game by everyone involved, especially on the Wild side.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. And just watching the guys practice yesterday and the day before, those guys who skated, they give the effort, that you're looking for. And the one thing that Minnesota did today is they played so well as a unit out here, as a team, and they really supported each other. They gave the goaltender lots of help there, and when necessary, Jesper came through in some of those big saves. And Minnesota, everything was working today. The only area that was a little bit lax, I think, was the face-offs, but that's something you can work on. That's certainly correctable. But at the same time, Minnesota with a nice lead here in this hockey game, 5-1, and they got outshot 35-26, but 26. But the thing is that I thought that the team really played well behind their own blue line, but also in the offensive zone. They really controlled things. The skates were moving today. And when this team skates, it's hard to stay with them.
Yeah, and the stars were shining tonight for the Minnesota Wild in talking about a Brock Faber, 3 points and a +3. Kirill Kaprizov, 3 points and a +3. Quinn Hughes, 2 points and a +2. And then Mats Zuccarello, a pair of points as well. Big names all across the board here for the Minnesota Wild, coming up big in what was a must-win victory.
Yeah, it really was a must-win. Yeah, you get down 3-0 in playoff competition, it's really hard to come back. But you win that first game, and all of a sudden now you've re-energized your entire team, and you're looking forward to that next game. At the same time, you're playing against a very good hockey club, and we know how good Colorado can be. But Minnesota just outshone them in this hockey game tonight.
And that includes in goal, where Jesper Wallstedt might have been under attack after Game 1 when he gave up 8 goals, very un-Jesper Wallstedt-like. But tonight, this is the Jesper Wallstedt we're accustomed to seeing. Just calm, cool, and collected in between the pipes, Tom. 34 saves total, including 12 in the second, 13 more in the third.
Yeah, and the thing is, as a player, when you're having a good night, you know that. When you're having a bad night, you also know that, and you try to rectify that next game coming in. But I think in this game tonight, there's very few guys on the Minnesota side that had a poor game in this contest. So they all worked for each other. They played as a team. And it's so nice to see some of the young kids getting a chance coming in here as well. And so you just look at a team like this and say, okay, guys, we won that first game, but there's still a lot of games to win if you want to advance to that next round.
That said, if John Hines could say, all right, guys, you saw what you did in Game 3, lather, rinse, repeat. Do it again in Game 4. I mean, that's if you could have a cookie cutter and just make another one like this, that's what you want to see again replicated in Game 4. That intensity, the physicality, and then, of course, the goaltending. That's always the wild card. But for the Wild, you more often than not, you get that. And if you get those 3 things come Monday night, the Wild should be in good shape.
Yeah, they should be. But also on the other side, Jared Bednar is going to make sure that his team is going to be up and ready for that next game also. They'll make a few adjustments, do what they have to do. And they've lost games before. They know what it's like. They've been to the Stanley Cup. They know what that's like. Minnesota doesn't know that yet, but hopefully this might be the year if Minnesota can maintain the type of game we saw here tonight.
No idea what they're doing on Game 4 in the pregame, if they're doing a viewing party or the other stuff that was going on West 7th on Monday night. But I do know this much. Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub was bumping all weekend long, including today. I assume Monday night will be no different, even though it is a work night.
You're absolutely right. It'll be fun night tonight. There's no question that it should be fun down there. But now you have to get set for that next game. You can enjoy the moment for a while for the players. The guys who win, they will enjoy it. The guys who lose, they won't enjoy it. But you know what? You got to turn the page and get ready for the next game. There's not a lot of time to think about how good or how bad you were.
Have a safe walk up the street, sign a couple of autographs, and enjoy the evening.
Those days are done.
Tom Reed from the Al Shaver press box following a 5-1 win over the Colorado Avalanche. Wild still down in the series, but the goose egg is gone. Wild give the Avalanche their first loss of this postseason, and they're